things first. My name's Kenneth Bird. My company is Black Series Edition LLC. Switching over to my copyright-free music. Okie dokie. All right. So, I thought he's in my seat that fast, that quick. Like, man, can I get access to my seat? That's my cat. Always got to claim the rights to seats. You know, all cats do that. They'll basically claim the rights to your seats in a hot second. But anyway, yesterday, like when I was downtown taking care of some business, I'm connected to my Facebook, and yeah, I got a couple of requests for me joining a gray room chat room, screen paint chat room. Let me explain something to you guys. Have you seen my demonstrations? That's all I have to say. If you are not firing up in those environments that we do every single day, those tons of demonstrations, we're showing all different types of screens and different environments, different applications. I was in there talking to somebody about projector mapping applications. We can walk into these environments and have these conversations in these different form sites because we deal with all of this. So to try to bring me into a form site is going to be extremely bad for you. It's going to really basically just stay away from us, just all to it. I don't have no idea why they got this kind of bandana against us, but at the end of the day, I could wipe your entire product with clean with one of my products. I can go back and get an 8 and wipe your stuff clean. 8s can do stuff that other screens can't do. They can be painted outside. The Star Wars screen was an 8 outside at 180 inches, producing on a projector that cost $300, and it literally can show 100% contrast where a gray screen can't even register or begin to register out there. So I don't know what's going on with the gray screen community, but no, come on, let's not go down that road, okay? Let's keep it where you continue to make your money, because I'm pretty sure you have clients that like your stuff at the end of the day. They probably don't know about us. Maybe that's a good thing for you. And I'm not interested in taking any business from you at all, period. I wish you the best. I really do. But please don't go down that road, because again, it's not going to go well for you at all. We already got people already from the door that they can't even sell their products. Right now, their products don't sell for jack nowhere at all, because they mess with our company. We just mind your business, stay in your lane, make your money, and enjoy your life. That's it. That's all. That's all it is. I think these are people trying to make a name for themselves or whatever. It's not going to go well for you. Really, trust me, it's not. So, yeah, just stay in your lane. But they wanted us to go into a forum site, and they wanted to talk. I have no idea what we're going to be talking about. Contrast levels. You're going against a screen that's 100% black. I don't know how that's going to work for you. Ambient light rejection technology, we're experts in that field. I don't think that's going to work for you at all, period. I mean, you guys can't even take in direct sunlight. No screen can take in direct sunlight but us, but that's pretty much it right there. Projector mapping applications, I literally done that one already on a gray screen. It just would not read the contrast levels at all, period. So that's not going to work either. Ceiling visual effects. No, it's not going to work on ceiling visual effects either, because again, in order to do ceiling visual effects, you have to be able to pull off a 100% contrast level. If you're going to pull off outer space or stars or a galaxy or something like that, which is basically displayed on infinity ceilings. Why don't my music just cut off? Oh, okay, it's changing over. So you're going to have to be able to do that. You know, there's just so many applications that we thrive in that a gray screen can't. And keep in mind, I used to develop gray screen paints back in the day. I used to make that stuff. So I know exactly the limitations of the product. So, you know, for us to be in the form site, no, it's not because at the end of the day we feel that our products we're scared of your products. No, it's just that we're in a different category of technology. It's not the same thing. Please don't go upon that adventure right there. Just stay in your backyard and just, you know, be you. Let me see. Because I'm not going to sit up there and lie and say, oh, gray screen is better than my black technology. No, that's not true. And if you're going to question my ability to know about gray screen paints, yeah, you're going to find out that I was making a lot of that stuff before a lot of people that are right now selling on YouTube when it comes to great products. For some reason, it does serve its purpose because people still use it. And I still see it on great physical screens. But anyway, let me go over and I got to grab some pictures for my player over here. Gotta upload. No, we did not. Gotta upload my stuff. Let me see. Fine. That's basically about it. Invited to a forum site and wasn't rude about it, just simply just told them that we're not in the same category. That's all. That is the 250, 257, 8. Okay. Let me see. Oh, these are all definite. Now we're explaining the theory of the mother of all screens and the capability that it has. It basically, all of these. It basically has a piece of each one of our screens or technologies that we developed. And that's why it's got the nickname. 2 reasons why it has the nickname Mother of All Screens. Let me see. Make sure we don't have repeats on here. And that's why we can upload pictures from our older screen paints, because that's the mother of all screens. It literally has, out of 10 of the best screen paints we've ever developed, it has a bit of each one in it. That's what made the platform for the mother of all screens. That's why I said it's going to be something completely different you've never seen before. It'll do things that other screens can't do because it has one of each one of these of our screens we developed. It has one of their advanced parts, counterparts in it. Is there a way just to get around of not putting the description in? Because I can't stand putting the description. There's so much work. I'm not putting the description in at all period. We don't need it because sooner or later these are going to be information pages anyway. Alright, let me see. I'm going to add some more. I definitely want to get someone outside. Either. So that's basically about it. Forum sites, and again, like I said, I have no interest in them. Well, ones that we do are in, we do have interest in, but those particular forum sites, no, it's not for us. And you get people get mad at me at the end of the day and go, "What you should." Again, it's a waste of time. There's no reason for us to be in there having a conversation about a gray screen. Literally. Matter of fact, speaking of that, where's my whatchamacallit? I got a section in here for the gray screens. And if you really want to take on something at the end of the day, go to take on the certified screens. The certified screens, you don't go near those. I don't know why you don't go near those certified screens. You should. But they won't go near certifies. Definitely should try that. Go near the certifies. We do certifies all the time. Okay, so I'm adding in some upgrades. I'm putting in more pictures. A ton of pictures. I mean, we expand the video players too. I'm gonna have to expand the video players. So that's what we did with the mother of all screens. We basically gave her an identity of each one of the top 10 best screen paints. 8 are actually in the because 8 was an amazing screen paint. Did a lot of amazing stuff. Is projector mapping applications, which our technology has. Another thing too, I got to bring up projector mapping applications. We got other screen paints we're in there having these conversations with, and they're like, well, nope, we have projector mapping applications. We can pick up on lasers, so it's one of the cool abilities this technology has. That's why we call it the mother. It does everything. Literally, it's an invisible counterpart to it on top of that. And for those who try to question my ability about invisible technology, and look at my promo demonstrations. Show you exactly how far we go back in invisible technology. This is going to be a massive picture grid because we're going to be loading everything on here since this thing has a piece of everything in it. And this is cool stuff I get a chance to show off to my clients when they come in. Finally, a place where people can actually come in and see the screen up close and see it. Which that's something I enjoyed when I was on site. To be able to get a chance to paint a screen in and watch other people see it besides, doing it on YouTube. That is a great feeling to be able to watch people interact with your screen and give amazing feedback on it as they're watching you paint the screen in. I had people watch me when I put that screen in. They watched me paint the whole screen in. Now, if you notice, look at my giant picture grid I'm putting in. Very few pictures are sitting in the dark. If you have a professional product, this is where your stuff is supposed to be functioning. You got everything from projector mapping, floor applications, ceiling applications, theater, you name it, it's in there. I'm going to put the magnifier in it too because I want to be able to blow my pictures up. There we go. Right now I'm having a conversation with several companies and different form sites. They're showing off these white screens. White screens are trash, man. You're paying money for a white screen because it comes up out of a case. That thing can't do anything for you. You don't pick up contrast, you don't see color, can't operate in fully lit environments, and take them outside and they get horrible on you. So we're in there having this conversation. We're showing our demonstrations versus white screens, why the black technology is better, because we're going to be acquiring a contract with them soon to be able for them to coat all their screens with this black technology quasar. Mind you, all these screens up here were white, every single one of them, including the ceiling over here. It was white. Now having this office space, we can have companies come in, nice little meeting area. We basically get 8 hours in the meeting, which we don't need 8 hours. It doesn't take that long to acquire contracts. And they can come in and they can see the demonstration right there in front of their eyes. Instead of them being on YouTube, they can come right down to our office and they can see the screen. There you go. There's our contracts right there from the door. Easy and plain. And like I said, for those who announce and try to make statements that our products don't work, this would be virtually impossible to do. I would basically have to be one of the biggest idiots on the face of the planet if I developed a technology that I use special equipment in my camera to fool people. Mind you, I've been on site multiple times, so in order for that to happen, I'd have to have some kind of mind manipulation ability to do that. So I've been on site already multiple times. So that'd be virtually impossible. And consider the fact that I was actually flown out multiple times to locations under digital 4K crystal screen paint. Multiple times. Out to California and Florida. So if it didn't work, yeah, it wouldn't have worked there either. Or any of my customers, which I do have more customers than the rest of them, wouldn't have worked either. So yeah, that comes down to people that make out false accusations about your products because they're threatened and because they don't have anything else. They already know your product's better. That's the only way they can basically deal with the fact that your product is better than them, is just to make stuff up. So again, like I said, courtroom, this is where it's going to end up at, in a courtroom, and they're going to have to back it up. By the time we hit the courtroom, we're going to be in so many locations, it's not even funny. It's going to be really hard to try to prove something like that, because again, if you're claiming special ability in our cameras, how in the world are we going to spend the money for office space and have clients come down to look at the screen if that's possible? And how in the world would I have been able to pull off showing off the screen at the smoke lounge? We had fish pushing through the window, we had fish inside, we had demonstrations here and there, and then being at the Karen place, I was all over the floors doing demonstrations all over. How would that be possible? So there you go. I think they didn't expect for me to, again, I tell people at the end of the day, don't think you know my company at the end of the day, because you don't even know exactly what we're going to do. Heck, half the time I don't even know what I'm going to do, because I don't know what the Lord has for us. So my picture demonstrations, everybody, I've seen y'all picture demonstrations, every single one of them sit in these dark environments. No, we don't do dark environments. Our customers have options. If they want to be in the dark, they can be in the dark. If they want the lights on, they can have the lights on. That's why we have customers outside showing off their setups, because the technology does that. Being coached and being told that it's not ambient light projection, which I still can't believe that was written on the side of a container. You know that's on a form site, right? Literally, that container is on a form site, and there are people like saying like, well, how can it be that dark and it's not ambient light projection? And if you're saying it doesn't require it, people are going to call bullcrap on that, because it does require ambient light projection technology to work. Now, everybody has their different version of ambient light projection technology. Elite Screens has that ceiling rejection light, whatever technology. They have their version of it. We have our own version, which is FLE, and advanced ambient light rejection, which we don't use anymore. We use FLE now. Everybody has their own version of ambient light projection. You can't say it's just not. Nobody will touch it. It has to have some kind of ambient light projection in it to work. In order to be able to absorb light, something has to be in there. So this give off the illusion that your product basically functions in fully lit environments as in opening up doors and windows, giving off the illusion that it does this, but then posting on the site that it doesn't. That sounds like more like a safety switch or a safety net, just in case if the screen happens to wash out in someone's environment, because it's used to being in the dark, and if that person were to open up a curtain or turn on the lights and the screen washes out, they can call him and they can say, well, I never said it was, it's just, it says on the site it's not ambient light projection, but you give off the illusion that it is when you open up windows and doors. That's why the customer opened up his curtain and the screen washed out, because he thought it would work, because you're always showing your screens trying to open up windows. And even in the demonstrations where we're seeing open windows, your screen is clearly washed out. We can clearly see that. I think the sad thing about it is when it comes to projection screens today, it can be the worst picture on the face of the planet. Like we saw that guy who was in there and the screen was just completely gone. The fact that they can see an image, they consider that to be acceptable. No, 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 no. If my cell phone is producing better than your screen, you got a problem with your screen. But you look just like my cell phone. So there's a problem there. Now you see how colorful and beautiful that grid is? You see how all those colors are popping, how clean they look? The contrast levels, everything. That's how your screen is supposed to look. This is what my customers display when they show off our screens. They are popping, colors, all that, the whole 9 yards. And they're not spending money for expensive projectors to fix these problems. This is going to be one of the biggest picture grids we're going to be loading in right now on the site, because I got people hitting my site left and right, because we got people overseas, we got people in the United States, different sites. A couple of big companies just contacted us and say, hey, look, what is it you guys do at the end of the day? So we make a coating and actually upgrade screens. And they're like, oh shoot, okay, it sounds interesting. Yeah, because these guys will turn around and get a contract with one of these other companies that make nothing but white screens, and they'll take their screens and to buy our stuff and coat it and charge more money for it and make more money off it. Now see how all these companies all work together? The people who make the white screens, they're going to make a ton of money, because people are going to buy their screens to recoat, to convert to our technology and sell it, and they're going to make a ton of money, and we're going to make money. Everybody works together. Not trying to rip someone down or tear someone down in the process. No, it doesn't work that way. We all work together. If you're going to be giving your product names like King, you're going to have to show that it has that capability to be called that. We can literally call that the mother of all screens, because there is no screen that can match this thing. We can drop the different levels. If I'm challenging someone's screen, I can switch over to projector mapping applications. You can't go there. I can project off a ceiling. I can change my surface on where I want to direct where I want my screen to go. So say we pop up off the ceiling. Can you go there? No, you can't go there. Say we project to a floor at 180, 200 inches. Can you go there? No, you can't go there. Projector mapping applications, as I said before, can you do that? No. Can you go invisible? We can go invisible. This technology has a counterpart. Can you submerge your screens underwater and push images through it? We can do that. Everything I'm talking about right now, I got a video demonstration backing up what I just said. Can you go outside? We can do that. Can you basically take in 100 to 120,000 lux of direct sunlight? We can do that. There you go. No, that's why we did all this, all these demonstrations. We had no idea we were going to design this. I didn't know this was going to come up. We were going to be taking pieces of each one of the screens to convert them into one big high-grade technology. This is why we really don't have to develop any more screen paints anymore. The only screen paint we have right now is the Apex Gamer, because it's a little different, because it does produce much more insane colors. I like gamer paints. And we have the Theater on the Go, because those are physical screens. Even the Apex Gamer is not a screen paint. They're all physical screens. There's no screen paint about the Apex. It's an all physical screen from the door. But as for the only screen paint we have, yeah, is the Quasar. Quasar is the only one that's a screen paint. All the rest of them are all physical screens. So that is the last one. That's it. It does everything. If we're going to do something, we want to make sure it covers everything. And the invisible counterpart of that technology can convert a piece of plexiglass to black. You've seen our demonstrations in dealing with turning plexiglass to black to transfer images to it. We know this field because we're experts in it, because we've done it multiple times. So when I saw the Epson projector, and I had no idea they were that big, I was like, my goodness, it's bigger than one of my venue projectors. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see this big old bulky piece of furniture staring me in the face every day. I just don't want to see it. So I thought it'd be nice if I can have a screen paint where I can stick that projector behind the screen, and then that way I don't have to see it. It looks like a TV. It reacts like a TV. I can have it in a fully lit environment, come in and hit the button, and boop, images come on, and I don't see some big bulky projector staring me in the face. And the beautiful thing about our technology, the biggest you can get, well, that projector does 150 inch. I think the Epson LS800 does a 150 inches. The Sony, not the Sony, the P2 only does 120 inches. But guess what I can get out of a P2? I can get 150, 160, 170 out of that projector because that's black technology. There is no distortion issues. There is no screen door effect. If you're using the projector at 600 by 800, you want to blow it up to 150. You don't have that issue at all, period. You can max out the size of a screen easily. Like in the promo demonstration, the screen you're seeing with the projector on the floor, that's a $60 ultra short throw projector that's maxed out at 150 inches in a fully lit environment. So if I can do it at 60 bucks on a projector, imagine what I can do with a projector that costs $3 grand. I'm way over 150 inches. Let me see. We got how many pictures we got in the grid so far? We got about 90, not even close to what we got to put in this thing. And this is supposed to be the mother of all screens. It's got a bit of everything in it, so let's get popping. So yeah, you should be able to have that ability to do that with your screen paint. So I'm doing my new place. I could basically convert my glass. I can change the ceiling into stars. I can convert the floor. I can basically put up a projection screen. Let's say if I'm doing my home, I can if I want to do the dedicated theater room, I can do my screen and I can do my ceiling at the same time. I can even do my floor if I want. If I want to do my hallway, projector mapping applications where I want to change the floor out at will, something cool, that technology does it. If I have an Epson downstairs or a P2 or any kind of ultra short throw sitting downstairs and I decide I don't want to look at it anymore, I can get a piece of plexiglass around 150 inches with the legs connected to the floor, coated with that technology, stick a projector behind it and operate it just like a TV with all the lights on with no problem whatsoever, and I can stick it right next to a window. That technology is weatherproof, so that means I can go outside with any caliber projector I want. I can convert my tables if I want in the kitchen into projection screen, so if I want to sit down and have a bowl of cereal, I can watch cartoons off my table in a fully lit environment while staring out a window. That's the kind of power you're supposed to be to have with a screen paint. That's the kind of power you should be able to have. Options, multiple options, not basically restrictions. Gotta be in an ambient light controlled environment, gotta calibrate the projector, gotta spend the money for an expensive machine at the end of the day to fix what the screen can't fix. Gotta turn around and spend a lot of money for a projector with a high contrast rating because your screen picks up poor contrast levels, and involving that color is gonna kick in with that. Certified screens, you gotta have a special screen just for ultra short throw. Can't take it outside if you want to. Definitely not putting that on the ceiling. You're definitely not sticking that to a floor or a table with whoever. Other screen paints they make can't go to the ceiling either. I can't use you in a dedicated theater room. How would I use a gray screen paint in a dedicated theater room? I can't apply you to the wall because when the projector hits you, you're going to basically project light everywhere. You're going to hit the ceiling, you're going to hit the walls, you're going to hit the floor, and then that light's going to push back at me. So you can't absorb light. If I go with certified, this is going to cost me a lot of money to do it. And if you're doing a dedicated theater room, you're going to have to be way over 100 inches. So this is going to cost you a lot of money. What about for the infinity ceiling? Well, you know, since gray screen can't do an infinity ceiling, white screen is definitely not doing it at the end of the day, and you can't get a certified out there, then at the end of the day, you're going to be contacting one of these guys who are going to charge you $10,000 to $20,000 to install a ceiling that's just going to show nothing but little bits of light moving back and forth. Where my customers, on the other hand, will spend somewhere between maybe $300 or even that $267 because that paints up to a 200 screen. They could paint the wall and paint the ceiling at the same time. And the projectors don't cost a lot of money to operate in the environment, so guess what? They save a lot of money. My setup that I had in the room at 150 inches and the ceiling cost me around $80 for the projector and $60 for the ultra short throw, so roughly around $140. That's it. That's all I pay you for. Just like when we did the demonstration on the Quasar. You know what that setup cost me to do? $75 for Old Faithful. That was one we used outside. $10 for the projector. I purchased that off eBay. That's about $85, and $60 for the ultra short throw. So that is around, to put my math correctly here, maybe 485. That's about $145. That's it. And how much do most people pay for their projectors right now? And you can't do what we can do with that technology. That's what it cost me, $100. And as for the surface, cardboard. We use postal shipping boxes outside and inside, and we use a dirty piece of sheet of plywood that laid against the garage for 6 months. That's it. That's all. So when companies see that, that's all it took for us to sell that technology right there. Imagine the money they think they're going to make at the end of the day with that technology once they lock a contract with us. Doesn't take much to sell it. That thing literally sells itself. And they'd be sitting there like, wait a minute, you use what? I'm like, yeah, that was a cardboard box outside, and we coated over. Yep. On a projector, it cost $75. A 600 by 800 SVGA projector. We didn't use 4K. We didn't even use 1080p in none of the demonstrations. None of the venue projectors were ever used. So that's why I tell people, be careful about making statements that we use high power projectors to bring out white light. Because if I catch you in this, I'm going to take you to court. I'm going to sue you for defamation. And this is not going to be a cheap lawsuit for you. It's going to cost you a lot of money at the end of the day. So don't say things that you can't back up. Because I can literally go in the courtroom with a projector of 1,000 lumens and I can pick up on the screen in a fully lit environment, and this will hurt your case badly. So don't say things you can't back up. Someone's already getting sued for that already. I made a statement about my company that way. Don't say that. Nope, that'll get you in a lot of trouble. I have no idea why. This is why I say it's best to research my company before you start running your mouth. But in this way, this will save you the time and nightmare of being dragged into a courtroom and losing your livelihood. Because we have these demonstrations where I have clearly gone in and dropped the projector back 12 to 13 feet on a deck at 1,000 lumens. We got a bunch of these all over YouTube. And her name is Old Faithful, which we use her quite a lot. So why in the world would you make a dumb statement like that? Apparently you don't know any better. Something must be wrong with you, because we've done dozens of demonstrations on that projector. That's why I bought it. That's the reason why I purchased it, because it was 1,000 lumens. It was old. I like the old projectors. That's why I bought it. It's only a big grid. How much we got in the grid already? We are maxed at 123. Got a couple more I'm gonna drop in there. So yeah, we do this. That's why we have the older projectors. I prefer the older projectors than newer projectors. Newer projectors make it too easy. It's just too easy with a newer projector. I don't need all that stuff to begin with. That's the first thing we get asked, like, how much did you pay for your projector? And then we get run into people who think the projector's doing all the work. Oh, that's good. And then we show what we're using, they're like, good gracious, that's a paper. It says paperweight. Yeah, it literally is a paperweight. No one will ever buy those projectors at all, period. We won't go near them, which is a shame because they have no idea what they're missing. So when our customers come in and they don't have projectors yet, which I love those customers who don't have projectors, because that means we can basically save you a ton of money, because we're going to get you a projector that you don't have to spend a lot of money for. Yeah. Imagine you contacting me and you have a $3,000 budget for your projector. That's your budget, $3,000 you're going to spend for your projector after you buy our screen paint. And you contact us and you say, hey, look, right, first thing I asked you, two things I ask people. What size is your screen? What's your projector? Because you have to make sure you're not using knockoffs. And don't sit there and say, I haven't got a projector yet. I said, what's your budget? What you going to spend for your projector? And it's about $3,000. I'm like, oh, no, that's way too much money. Why are you going to spend all that money? He said, well, that's what I'm going to need. Like, no, you don't need all that. So you're buying our products based off our demonstrations. You're watching these beautiful images pop up, and they're thinking that we're using high-powered, expensive machines to do this. So, that's why their budget is for a $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 projector, because they're trying to match what we have in ours. But it's a bit of a shocker when we tell them, no, we're not using any high-powered projectors. Calm yourself. That projector over there cost me around $10, cost me $60, cost me $80, cost me $140, about $124. Most expensive projectors we have in the venues are like $500. That's it. And they say, you gotta be kidding me. Nope, not kidding you. That's literally what we pay for the projector right there. So I don't have to? No, you don't. So really I don't need 4K? No, you don't. Those are 720p shots right there. You don't need it. We send them a video showing the BX747 4K projector versus a 720p projector. You have to have those tests to back it up. They see that demonstration, they're like, whoa, that changes everything right there. So what can I use? Well, right now, one of these projectors we had don't even have an HDMI port on it. We're using a VG8 HDMI adapter. So they went from a $3,000 wallet, roughly under $500 if they choose. Probably much lower than that. Save them a ton of money. And everybody else is using these expensive machines. How do you talk to your customers when they ask you, like, well, how much you pay for your machine? Well, I spent about $1,800. I spent $1,500. I spent $2,000. Spent $2,500, $2,700. Spent $3,000, $4,000. What are you saying to them at the end of the day? You can't even save money yourself on your own equipment. How are you going to save any money for your customers? I got businesses I've saved money at the end of the day. They could easily afford $4,000, $5,000 projectors. They spent $400 for 2 projectors. They were able to push fish through a window with that thing. So where are you saving money at for the customers? You're not saving money. You're going to suggest for them to buy the most expensive high-power projector to fix your screen that doesn't work. Because at the end of the day, if we get a projector with a high amount of contrast, we can fix the fact that my screen can't see contrast. And we can pick a projector with 4K and high billions of colors, it'll fix the fact that my screen can't even run that correctly. Let's pick a projector with a high amount of lumens, so basically it can pick up in a fully lit environment because my screen doesn't have that capability. There you go. That's why it costs you more money. Well, we don't have to go through all that nonsense. We can register at 1,000 lumens outside. I register at 50 lumens off the table. So if that's the case, then that means that the projectors we're using don't cost a lot of money, don't cost us a lot of money to do these demonstrations. That doesn't cost the customers a lot of money. There you go. It's so simple. See all these demonstrations, all these pictures. It's just a video matching every single one of these pictures. Every single one. We don't steal images off of Google, which I thought that was the most saddest thing ever displayed in a screen paint. Literally, 2 people did it. Stole images off Google. We got it on the blacklist right there. It's right there showing the proof right there. Images stole off Google. And one of them, actually, it's sad because he was running a 4K tri-laser projector. You literally have to steal images off Google and you own a machine like that? That's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. Got it on the blacklist. You can look at it yourself. Caught someone stealing images. You can go and hit the back button. Boop. Pops up on Google. All these are ours. Every single one of them. They're all mine. How do you think I got over 10,000 videos sitting on YouTube right now? These are all my pictures. And we've had people come in and steal our pictures. Will steal our pictures and put it on their site and say, hey, this is my image at the end of the day. That's sad, ain't it? I told you why our products are the best. Even people, well, we don't consider your competition. We just don't. But They will steal our images, they will steal our specification sheets, they will steal our ideas because they want to be us so badly. At the end of the day, gentlemen, there's only one, and that will be me. But I'm flattered that you have to steal our images. I think in a way they do it because they think it ticks us off. No, it doesn't tick me off. At the end of the day, it shows that you have to take my images to try to sell products, and that looks bad for you, not for us. And the thing about it is you can't even back up what we're displaying in the pictures, because how in the world are you going to be showing off images outside or images in fully lit environments on multi-screen applications if you basically are showing all your demonstrations sitting in the dark? Everybody knows our pictures. Everybody knows our demonstrations. There's no way in the world you lived in the same place I lived at the same time. No, we all know that. And you didn't work at the same place as I did. So yeah, we already know from the door. And if you look at the pattern, they have a habit of stealing our labels. They'll put it on their site. They don't have no information they need to put underneath of it all whatsoever, because they have no information on how to make their own products. And then it'll disappear and they'll take something else. And that'll disappear and they'll take something else. And they'll put a fake launch date on that one. It'll never come to light. They'll get rid of that and put something else up there. That's pretty sad. You will never, ever see me going over to one of their sites taking anything from them. What would I need it for? Honestly. See? There you go. They take from us. As I said before, when you're in school, and I hate to put the theory this way, you don't copy off the kid with the low grades. You copy off the kid with the high grades, and they copy off of us. Of course they do. I popped in the forum sites. I've seen people with our pictures in there like, what you doing? Yeah, that's mine right there. Those are my pictures. Yeah, because our pictures are not like anybody else's. So I doubt you guys were roommates in any of the homes and places I lived at. So clearly, I see you take our pictures because you want people to believe that that's how your stuff works. Isn't that kind of interesting when you think about it? They label us as we're supposed to be these scammers at the end of the day, but yet they take our work and try to claim it as their own. That's what the forum sites were laughing about when it comes to these two individuals. Not the other people, it's just two individuals that do this. I'll mention them because we don't want to get the other screen paints confused, because they don't do it at all, period. That would be Jamie Fernando Gonzalez of Crow 1176 Screen Paint Products, and the other one is Danny's PSP Products. They steal our images and our Danny doesn't take our specification sheets, he doesn't. But he does take our images. He does take images from us. Crow takes everything. So he does it to, I think he does it to try to make us upset. But again, why would I be upset? It's my product at the end of the day. We know you can't make it. We gave you the option to try to make the products, then you couldn't make them. I literally gave him permission to make our stuff, and he couldn't do it. We literally had to make it ourselves. And then beat a product that didn't have our technology embedded into it, because they kept making it gray for some reason. I don't know what that had to deal with that was all about. They really kept making it gray. But anyway, with that, yeah, and then the cancellations, yeah, the mass cancellations that we have on them, which is unfreaking believable. So no, we know you can't make this stuff at all, period. But the fact that they copy our labels and stuff like that clearly show you at the end of the day they want to beat us so badly. I wouldn't be surprised if the Quasar labels ain't up there already. And probably took those specification sheets too. But like I said, you don't copy off the kid with the low grades, you copy off the kid with the high grades. Oh, ain't these video players? Yeah, we're going to load all those on there. We'll do that in the next one. I'm going to do a video grid, put a video grid in. No, this is invisible technology. Let me see, this whole section here. about using that lately. Don't know why. I'm just talkative, pretty much. What? Meow? Meow. Hey, come here. Meow. Nice Talco's paint right there. Yep, we get around to it. We get it finished. Yeah, but that's what it was. That whole forum site was funny. I didn't go in and bother with it. I don't know what the purpose was, but we didn't go into it. I'm just saying that I did y'all a favor by not popping in there. And if I ever hear you say something out of your mouth by saying, oh, he must have been afraid, you don't want that. Trust me. I'll come to your site. I'll buy directly from you. If you haven't learned anything from the other ones, I'll tell you, we will come to your site and buy from you. You will cancel out. Trust me, you won't survive one of the tests. Not going to go well. So as I said, don't go down that road. Just make your money and just leave people alone. I don't know what it is at the end of the day. We've been advertising this screen just about everywhere you could possibly think of. And these great communities want to pop up and talk nonsense at the end of the day. And the reason why I consider what it is because it is what it is. Look at this. Technology on site. And screens operate in commercial environments. The one thing I love about operating in commercial environments, there's no ambient light controlled in that environment. Oh my goodness. No. One thing in gray screens I have to say is from the door. You can't read an infinity black level in a fully lit environment, especially outside. You have no business having this conversation or inviting us into perform sites. You know, if you want to see if your stuff is actually worthy, go near a certified screen. See what that stuff does to you at the end of the day. You don't go near those things with a 10-foot pole. Yeah, I've seen what black diamonds look like the regular grade paints. I know, because I've seen what black diamond did to our product way back in the day when I basically first got a sample sheet of their product. That stuff will trash your screen. You got a gray screen, your stuff is going to get trashed. That technology is pretty good. Daylight screen. That new dark technology they got, oh man, yeah. Start with that one first before you come near us, because we could take that on easily. So don't. That's the last thing you want to do. See what you're really up against when you're talking about high performance screens. And we can take all these right here too. We should take just the whole mass of this, because I think they get ahead of themselves. They really do get ahead of themselves. Ooh, we can take this whole section. Okay, I'm going to take that. We got a whole lot in here, but we're going to basically max out our level. How many pictures can we drop in here? Can we do 3,000 pictures? We're going to max it out. Mother of all screens, that's, man, it's just, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. Literally. Just don't. Made the final version of that technology literally picked up a white level high enough to be able to that silver reflection couldn't even turn that screen dark. So if that silver reflection surface we have over there, and that's a high grade reflective surface, could not turn that technology dark on a white level, what makes you think your gray screens can do it, your white screens can do it compared to that surface over there? That's why I did the screen that way. That's why we angled it that way, so half of the screen would push off on the silver side, so you can see that the white levels were literally so high on the black technology that silver reflective right there, you see right there, couldn't turn that screen dark. So with that being the case, let me get my stand here. With that being the case, that shows that the white levels on that technology are extremely high. But not only that, it's darker than the previous version, because when we coated in the boxes and we sprayed them in and I removed them, you could see the actual previous version versus the version we have now, which is much darker. See that at the top? See how much darker it is there? That's the previous screen in the middle. And when I coated it over with the boxes, disconnect my charge here. That's the new version. This is the old version. This is the version that was dark. It was black, but we made a darker version than it. This is still black. This is a blacker version of it. And the blacker version was able to pick up a white level that was higher. Actually, so it's the same blend as this reflective surface right here, which is designed to reflect light, which would have came up much brighter. But it was not able to turn that dark and unwatchable. In that demonstration, you can see, which is called the batch number, which is sitting on every single container that that product was sold under. So not only were we able to make it darker, but with the heightener technology in it, we were able to make it so it does not go dark, even when it's sitting next to a piece of high silver reflective surface, which can produce a white level higher than a gray screen, and almost higher than a white screen. Almost. So with that being the case, well, then, yeah, tells you right there. So if we see, usually we know we got people already probably from the door already saying, oh, the quasars are so dark, you can't see it, this, that, blah, blah, blah. We already know that from the door. We got somebody who's known for doing that. That's what he does. But again, as I said before, because of the court situation involved in that, this person is now looking at a $5 million lawsuit. Because the number just went up by a lot. And he cannot back up the theory that that screen paint, or any of our screen paints, because he's done multiple screen paints. That's why the lawsuit may be higher than 5 when they get done, because it shows he's done this demonstration multiple times in his apartment over and over again, claiming our products to be something that they're not. So he may be sued for $1 million per each demonstration on each product. It could range from anywhere between $2 million to $5 million, even 6 or 7. He can be sued for it. Because we can show the courts that Mr. Fernando has done this demonstration multiple times. And if you claim that our product came up that dark, that means our customers would have had the same reaction. Everybody would have had the same reaction. Same reaction would have popped up on any of these sites we're on. Anywhere it would have popped up same way. There's no anywhere you can produce a 250-inch screen outside if our screens came up as dark as you claimed in your apartment. That'd be virtually impossible. None of it would work. So then he comes up with the theory by saying, oh, he's using special equipment. That's not going to work either, because we had the screen on site. We had people that will vouch on site that, hey, look, I saw this screen with my own eyes. It didn't do that. We have customers who have the screen paint, and they display their testimonies that the product works. So you can't back this up, which we know you can't. This is going to cost you a lot of money, and he's going to be in the range of somewhere between $2 million and it could range to $7 million. It's going to jump by a lot. Those are serious charges, in mind. They're fraud charges, which means he did this multiple times, which means this was a willfully act against our company to try to destroy our business. And this can carry, we can easily get a 50-year prison term for Mr. Fernando, very easy, for committing this fraud against my company. Look, you got companies out there that if you make one statement, say about McDonald's, you say something really bad about their meat, where it came from, and you do a couple of these campaigns, McDonald's catches on to this and says, what were you saying? What about our product? They're saying it has blah, blah, blah kind of meat in it. They can hit you in one day, and it doesn't have to be a long period of time, and they can sue you for millions and millions of dollars. You're just going to have to prove in court that what you said on your video is actually true. This is how it works in real life. I know they don't have a grasp of how real life works, but that's how it works. So if you can't prove it in court, you're just going to lose everything in the process. And yes, they can request jail time because it's considered fraud.
I downloaded the new grocery outlet app on my phone.
Now, if you did it like one time, you got a chance of probation or something like that. But when it falls in the line of willfully, you're in a lot of trouble.
And get exclusive offers. I can even create a shopping list.
The same thing is the difference between somebody robbing a bank one time and somebody robbing a bank 13, 14 times.
Available for iOS and Android.
I think I'm going to take this whole section right here because I like these right here. This is the half and half of the wall. I'll take these right here. Yeah. And anybody else caught, a minimum lawsuit for anyone else caught basically making these false accusations would be $1 million. And I've sued people. Gentlemen, don't think I haven't sued people. I've taken people to court and I've sued them over my company. I've been in business for over 13 years. You think I haven't taken a few people to court and sued them? I've won every single one of them. I back myself up 100%. You know what kind of person I am. I don't talk stuff on camera unless I can back it up. So yeah, if I take you to a courtroom, you are guaranteed that you will lose everything and you will go to jail. If we can get it. If basically it shows that you've hit the company enough times and committed these acts, and we can prove it, which we have no problem proving. Yeah, I've been to court multiple times. I've sued people, and I've heard all kinds of excuses when that gavel drops and that sentence goes through. I've heard the cries in court talking about we don't have the money. I don't know how I'm going to be able to pay this. I don't know what we're going to do. Well, you should have thought about that before you walked into a courtroom. That's not my problem at the end of the day. That is not my problem. You're a grown individual. You know the difference between right and wrong. So don't act like you don't know in court, because everybody knows that you have some kind of mental deficiency and something wrong with you. Then you need to be 302. And you don't want that at the end of the day, because you get that signed over by a judge. There is no way in the world to get out of those situations. Don't plead a 302 in there. So bottom line is you're just going to pay the money up. Most people say we don't have that kind of money. You don't have that kind of money, but again, that's the judgment. They really don't care if you have it or not. So what we're going to do is we're going to go upstairs, and there's a section over there that we go and we execute judgment, because we know darn well you're not going to give us our money. So I'm going to have to get a debt collector to get the money, and they're going to get a percentage of what we get. Not a lot, but they get a percentage of it. So they're the ones that will pop up with the sheriff's department, so they don't have any problem with you trying to attack them for taking something that no longer belongs to you. That's what's going to happen. Simple process. That's it. So I know at the end of the day, since I know this process, this is the reason why I don't say things out of my mouth that are not true. I back up everything that I say. That's why I know this process, because I've sued people for these processes before. And this is why when I test these certified screens, I make sure I do it all by the book. I don't try to make my product look better than theirs. I keep us both on the same page. They lay nice and flat, because I know if they're basically a little bit rippled or wrinkled or whatever, this can disrupt their picture quality, and this will give me a vantage point over the screen. I make sure we're all in fully lit environments. I've seen demonstrations where he'll stick our screen where the paint he claimed to have ours, which he didn't. He'll put it in a section where all the lights on our side, but on his side would have nothing to be in the dark. He does dirty stuff like this. No, we do it equally. If Fernando were to treat any one of these certified companies the same way he treated us, he'd be sued by now. Especially from Black Diamond, because they don't play around. They definitely don't play around. Take one of their screens and do something the same way you do ours. Try to make their screen look faulty. I guarantee you, if you get some paperwork saying you got to be in court. Now, the reason why they can't touch us is the reason why, because I do all my demonstrations from the door. And when I first started testing against Screen Innovation, we never got a crease and desist letter, or we want to desist and crease, whatever you want to call it. We never received one. Well, actually, we did receive one later on. But our first letter from them was a letter of saying, hey, we're watching, your product has potential. I want to continue this conversation. That's what we got. And how I got that letter to begin with is because when they first contacted me, I thought it was my buddy playing a joke on me, because he's a practical joker. I thought it was him, because he knew I was testing against the screen for like months, trying to figure out how to get our product to be just like this or better. And he sent me a letter talking about, yeah, this, that, and the other, so and so and so. And I don't know why I didn't catch on to it, because the guy called me. They didn't send me a letter first, they called me first. That's why it says in the letter, sorry to woke you up. I was half asleep because I was doing all this research last night, and when I pick up, I didn't realize that was the guy from Screen Innovation having a conversation with me. I thought it was my buddy having that conversation with me, and I just hung the phone up the first time. I just hung up. I was like, yeah, whatever. It's too early in the morning for this dumb nonsense. Come on, man. So then, phone rings again, and the guy speaks again. He says, I don't know who this person is you're talking about, but we're so-and-so and so. And I was like, yeah, if you are, do me a favor. Send me an email with your watermark on it. Yeah, so email popped up, it had their business, and it had the watermark sitting on top of it. So that's how we ended up talking with Screen Innovation. Now, like I told you before, companies will watch you, and they do. They watch you. They watch with the things that you do. And gentlemen, the stuff that you guys have been doing, doxing addresses, slandering people's products, No company will ever sign a contract with you, ever. Reason why? You'll get them sued. You'll put a black eye on their company's good name. All this stuff that you dirty stuff you call doing to me, you hurt yourself in the process. No company will touch you. We got companies reaching out us to develop screens for elite screens. We got other companies that came in and asked us about basically the product, like as they're going to roll to the motorized projection screens. There's going to be a cracking, peeling process and all that. You know, they don't come to us with the. They come to us at the end of the day to do business with us, but you guys don't do things correctly. So when you do stuff like that, especially Jamie doxing addresses to his page, he really hurt himself on that one. No customer will ever trust you, not ever. And if you were to basically rebrand your company, you are staying with that for the rest of your life. Because I would never touch a company like that, ever. I'm not talking about personally because we know you. I just wouldn't. Because if I saw somebody do that to anybody, I'm like, oh, heck no. That's my personal information going. That's my address I'm sending over to you. I'm trusting you to be able to be a professional with my address. I couldn't care less if you got beef with this guy at the end of the day. The fact that you posted that address is enough for me to say, nope, I'm not touching you with a 10-foot pole. Because who's to say when you get upset and angry with me, a customer, and you do it to me? If you're going to do it to them, you're going to do it to me too. And you can sit there and say, oh, no, I won't. No, 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 no. That's a lie. Because when people get divorced, they always say stuff like when they're in a relationship is good. Oh, we ever get divorced, I'll never take the house. I'll never do this. I'll never blah, 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 blah. And then when divorce comes up, man, these would be a person that you don't even know anymore. Like, who the freak is this person that I married? They'll try to take everything from you. Everything. And some. So no, when people get upset and angry, you don't even know your true emotions when you're upset. Nobody does. So if you basically, being a man of professional business, and you let your emotions get to you where you actually commit that act, you have basically tarnished your business, period. No customer, no company will touch you with a 10-foot pole because you doxed an address to your actual business website. You destroyed yourself. We don't have to do much at the end of the day. You guys do it to yourself. So yeah, not the things to do. That's why I tell you, in business, leave your emotions home. Leave all your emotions, leave them home. That's what you do. You got to know how to operate a place of business. You got to be professional. One of the places we're looking at. Here we go. When you get one of these gentlemen, then you know at the end of the day, companies recognize you for your work. Well, I had no idea that they were actually watching us. And mind, this is right around the time I told you my company's history under digital 4K crystal onyx. This is right around the time we started developing the new company to get rid of digital 1 crystal screen paint because of what the other company did. They came in and tried to steal my company. So I had to develop a whole new company, put a whole new product next to the beta testers, and at the same time, this is when we're working on engineering, trying to make something the same as Black Diamond technology or better. So the wake-up call I got from Diamond was the fact of seeing their technology versus ours. Because at one point, I literally believed, as you gray screen paint makers right now, believe that your product is advanced. It's not advanced. It's not. Trust me. This technology will rip your stuff up. And that's what happened to me. When I got my sample sheet from my buddy, I went home, I ordered some Chinese food, was ready to sit down. This is going to be an easy process. This should be an easy screen to beat. I was wrong. That screen beat everything I had in my collection. And mind you, my gray screen paint has more credibility than your gray screen paints, because my stuff got a contract attached to it. My stuff is very well known, better than your stuff at the end of the day. And my product sold for about $300 to $400, and yet it couldn't take this on at all, period. So I believed in my head that at the end of the day, we had the best product until I bumped into a more superior technology, which is this. And when I saw this screen, it was just like he said it was. It was just like having a little tiny TV in your hand. It was that good. Beat every screen I had. Every single one of them. Even the ones I was experiencing, it beat every single one of them. Better color, better contrast. It was just a beautiful screen all the way around. And it absorbed light like crazy. Like you just watched me over here, the one we tested, which is a Black Diamond 1.4, picked up on a 50 lumen projector in a fully lit environment. It made a gray screen look like nothing. So, this is the email I received. Because I didn't believe when the guy contacted me. I was like, yeah, it's not him, it's somebody else. Like, why would a company like that contact a company like me? I'm a small little company at the end of the day. Not a big organization. This is a huge multi-million-dollar company. Why would they be interested in me at the end of the day? But they did contact me because they were watching me the entire time. Just like when you guys on your YouTube channel, the way you guys carried on, Crowcast and all that stuff, Mr. Rogers, McAfee, all you guys all together, they watch all that. They see your attitude, how you carry yourself. They won't touch you guys with a 10-foot pole. You guys have destroyed each other. Then you got Mr. Williams and all that nonsense involved in that. You've wrecked your business. You'll never get a message like this. You'll never get an email like this. So this is the email we got from Screen Innovation. And as you can see where it says, sorry to woke you. Yeah, because I was asleep when they called me. And I'm half asleep. I'm thinking it's my friend. I'm like, yeah, I don't know who blah blah is, but I'm not. It's too early for jokes, and I hung the phone up. As I stated, we are interested in looking into your product. It seems to have potential. Let us know when you're ready to continue the discussion. This is from Screen Innovation. So, Screen Innovation later on sent us a letter from their attorney when things didn't go the way they wanted them to go. And again, I'm not going to go all into it, but there are things I just didn't like about it all. Things I just didn't want to be, I didn't want for my company. So, didn't go the way that they wanted, and then they turned around because I was still doing demonstrations versus their products, and they wanted an instant attorney on me, which they may use bully tactics, which means try to threaten me in a way where I would basically shut my business down or whatever, or stop doing testing against their screens. That's what they did. Now at the time, like I said, wasn't a big company, didn't know much information about this, that, and the other, but I took down all the videos, but I still have videos on backup. I took down the videos, I still have my backup videos. But if they felt at the end of the day, and we can use this against them later on in time, right now, because if I'm doing test demonstrations on their products, no, they can't come after me with a 10-foot pole. And the reason why is because as long as I keep everything within the books, we have fair demonstrations, nothing's being done to make their products look bad at all whatsoever. We're not calling this and not calling that, as you guys did call my products scams and all that stuff like that. That's what took the suit in court. Them, on the other hand, they can't sue me because, again, I've never said anything about their products being this, that, and the other. This is that our technology is far more advanced because we can read an Infinity 1 contrast level. The only screen I can see that can read it is the Carbon Black has it. But all the rest of them can't reach our screen. So we can honestly say that. We can say that our products are more affordable than the Carbon Black because they are more affordable than the Carbon Black. We don't require high-end projectors as the Carbon Black or high lumen capabilities of the Carbon Black. And we can say that because we did our demonstration on a $10 projector. Name one of these companies that did a demonstration on a $10 projector, the entire demonstration. None of them. All right, there you go. So, with that being said, if they felt that we were basically doing something completely wrong, they would have never sent me this message to begin with. Right? I never would have received this at all, period. You don't send these out to somebody that you feel that is tarnishing your company's name or doing anything wrong by your company. Why would you send this? So we can literally use this letter against them in court. If they ever come up to me and say, well, you know, hey, you can't do, no. Where do you think at the end of the day that we came at your company in a way to try to spread false information about it? Because if that was the case, why would you send me this to begin with? You don't send stuff. That's like me sending Jamie some letter saying, hey, we're sorry for waking you up. You know, we're interested in your product and blah, blah, blah. This sure has good potential. Or somebody that I feel that's basically slandering my technology. That doesn't go well, does it? No, it doesn't. The other one came in because at the end of the day, when we wouldn't basically heed to certain things, then it became Well, we have to bring in an attorney to shut this down because we can't have them continue to do testing. This is why all the technology we engineer is designed to strictly take out a diamond screen. Everything we have is designed for it. Now, I've seen the carbon black. I've seen the demonstrations on it. An FLE screen, once we have absorbed sunlight, those are going to be physical projection screens pretty soon. And that technology can't absorb sunlight, but that one can. You won't be able to compete with it in any way. No screen will compete with a screen that can absorb sunlight. In fact, you've got half the screens right now that can't even deal with the light in the environment. They can't even work outside at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, they don't function. So how are you going to deal with a screen that can absorb actual sunlight? The one thing that's the most worst and lethal danger to a projection screen we can play with and we can actually accept it. There you go. So our future's already mapped out for us. That technology does exist. We got oodles and demonstrations on it. Matter of fact, it's labeled under AdTech. But AdTech can be a physical projection screen also too. We always build for the future, always. So when it gets down to you screen paint, gray screen paint makers, you have to understand this. When I sit there and say that we're not thinking about you, we're not thinking about you. The stuff that you developed is in the past. We've done it already before. We don't consider your products to be on our level. And I know you get upset and you get angry about that, but we don't. These are the companies that we're interested in doing and basically proving that our products are better. Not you guys. If you haven't challenged any one of these screens, if you really haven't done any real testing against any of these products, why would we consider you to be that way? So that's what it comes down to. Our technology has been engineered for high certified screens. For some reason, you gray screen paint makers, I don't know what the heck is wrong with y'all at the time, but y'all feel the need to jump into my lane and say, hey, look, and we just run you over and just keep on going. That's literally what happens. And whatever damage you take from the impact of the hit, that's what you have to deal with. That's how it goes. We're not interested in you, period. If you need me at the end of the day to try to get some kind of, I don't know, clout, that's pretty impressive. The fact that they come toward us to get that kind of clout. They don't go near them, they go near us. That tells you right there and the kind of impact we have on our technology versus everybody else. Or us, on the other hand, we don't go near you guys for any clout. What do I need you guys for? It would be them. They're physical screens. I'm a screen paint maker at the end of the day. It's unheard of that a screen paint can take on a physical screen. We have the capability to do it. So that's the reason why they contact us. I had multiple physical screen companies reach out to us about our technology because now they realize, like, oh shoot, there's a screen paint that literally can take one of our screens on. And the vantage point of screen paints is we can paint whatever the frick we want. We're not stuck to a frame all day long. We can go whatever we want. We can convert anything we want. So that quasar technology, which you see in the demonstrations, we took on multiple surfaces of this technology, has the ability to convert anything it wants into a screen that's more advanced than certified. And I can go outside with mine, or paint it to a ceiling, a floor, projector mapping, whatever I want. And then it has a visible counterpart to it that's free, which means that if they had an invisible counterpart that they wanted to certify screens, this would cost you a lot of money. Yeah. So before you go in and gray screen paint makers, I'm speaking to all of you. And at the end of the day, try to, I don't know why you would do this, compare yourself to our technology saying we are the same. You are not. And if you use a line by saying out of your mouth that your screens are brighter than ours and that you basically our screens are too dark and unwatchable, I'll see you in court. If you can't back it up, you're going to look at a $1 million lawsuit hitting you in the face. And I've seen the crying and I've seen the whining in court about people crying and whining about, we had one time we had lawsuits over $10,000 lawsuits. And people will cry about that because you got to pay that money up right there on the spot. And you got to figure out some way to pay it up. If not, it collects interest. The interest is what's going to kill you. It's not 10 grand. It's the interest that'll kill you. You'll pay that over and over again. That $10,000, you'll pay that over and over. Interest alone will kill you. Can't get that kind of money. You're surprised people can't get 10 grand up that fast. The faster you put it out there, the faster that interest goes down, because the interest is going to start. The minute we get hold of those debt collectors and they basically make it official, that interest starts to kick in. And it's a lot. Because they're going to make sure they're going to get a lot of money out of it. They're going to kick that interest to the roof. So yeah, we've done this already. So when I'm doing my demonstrations and I can't get gray screens to understand this enough, it's not about you. It's about certified. That's what it's about. Certified. High grade screens. These guys, at the end of the day, who have professional high-tech screens. Which is interesting because if I never got the diamond sample sheet, I'd probably still be making gray screen paint right now. No, you learn something about technology, and you learn that I could have spent, from the time I first saw this, which was in 2017, 2015, they contacted me at 6:37 a.m. in the morning. I could have gone in, and I could have hated on their company from 2015 to now with dumb nonsense that you jokers do at the end of the day. Eventually would have got me sued. Definitely would have got me a lawsuit slammed against me. Definitely sued me right from the door. But I could have wasted my time just doing that. No. You got to respect good technology when you see it. And I respect the technology that I saw, and I saw that their technology was going in a direction that mine needed to go. So I worked hard and rolled up my sleeves and did tons of demonstrations and tons of work to produce a technology that can be equal to theirs. And then I wanted a black screen, and that's what we came with the black technology. You got to work for it. You can't sit there and basically complain and cry about it every day, which I see with a lot of people who make screen paints. They sit and they cry about every little thing. Going out and trying to tarnish my company at the end of the day to try to see if we'll go away, or you can use some kind of bully tactics to try to get us to go away, and so you can continue to rip people off. It's not going to happen. You got the wrong person at the end of the day. Maybe it might have worked with other people, but I'm a different person at the end of the day. I'm not cut from that kind of cloth at the end of the day, So I'll come on here, I'll ignore your bully tactics, I'll expose you, crush you in the same process, continue to develop high-tech and more advanced screen paints, and crush you with that product. I'll have you canceled out and out of business in no time at all. And you'll be so ticked off and so angry, you'll let your emotions get the best of you, and you'll self-destruct. Did I call it already? I already have. My road was my war and whatever has never been with you guys, ever. When I first started my company, what that company? Oh, we got to challenge against gray screens. No, it was certified, because I'm going to spend $3,000 for a screen. That's why I started. That's why I started my company. Because I didn't want to spend $3,000 for a screen. It ain't nothing to do with no screen paint. Was your screen paint costing $3,000? No. And another thing, too, I find interesting, how in the world are you going to call me a scammer and all these things? You didn't even know me when I first started my company. So how in the world would you know me now if you didn't know me then? But anyway, getting back to real screen paint products at the end of the day. And what matters. This is the reason why they get upset and get bitter. So on my road of learning about certified screens, Elite Screens, DMP Supernova, Firehawk, G4, G5, learned about these new certified screens. Because I didn't know these screens even exist until I saw the diamond technology. And I'm thinking, how many are these out there like this? And I found it's a category called gunmetal. I'm learning all this from my buddy June, because he's a projector guru. And it's how I learned all this stuff. But remember, I'm a monitor guy at the end of the day. I was on PC and monitor. And as I'm learning all this stuff about different projectors and stuff, so I had to learn all this stuff. And as I'm talking to him about this, he's the one that's telling me about all these different screens. And these are high-grain, top-tier screens. The Black Diamond, the Elite screens, they're all like daylight screens, they're all top tiers. And this is what they call gunmetal. So I'm learning all about these gunmetal screens. So my journey was traveling to learn about these different screens. And you great screen paint makers sitting on the side of the road should have just mind your own business to say, I wonder what that truck does. Let's jump in front of it. And again, I'm not one to hit the gas. I just sped up and just ran you clean over. And whatever damage you got from the impact, that's your problem at the end of the day. You should have just stayed in your own lane. If you did, you wouldn't have got hit by that tractor trailer. Our mission is not towards you. Never was, never will be. You just got a habit of just getting in my way, and I just have a habit of just speeding up and just running you over. Next time I just use the nitro tanks and just flatten you for good, in which we have done with a few people already. Mind your business, stay in your lane. That is your category, gray screen paints. I've been in your forum sites, I go in there, I just observe, that's basically about it, and that's the end of it. I have just going to just see what's going on. I've been around great paints in a while. She was designing some nice stuff. I've seen some pretty cool stuff in there. I've seen some people really working hard to make some very nice products. And they keep going. Their products will start getting a little darker and then darker and darker. And hopefully one day they have a black screen, which would be real nice. And welcome aboard. Nice to have you on board. And I told y'all that from the door that black screens are going to be the thing. That's what's going to happen. I told y'all that. I told you it's only a matter of time when you're going to turn around, you're going to see it certified with a black screen. And what happened? They got one called a carbon black. I'm going to get out of the screen next to this thing. They're going to let me out. There we go. I told y'all what's going to happen. Now, they get one, guess what's going to happen? Daylight's going to have one, Elite Screen's going to have one, Firehawk G4, AMP Supernova. These companies are going to have it. Vivid Storm's going to pop up with a black screen. You'll see all these companies now coming in with black screens. So what does that mean for the gray screens? You're definitely going to be beyond obsolete. So you better get on board. You better roll up your sleeves and jump on the train and join the dark side. If not, you're going to get crushed. If you're not already. And as I said before, anything I say out of my mouth, I back it up. That right there is a creasing sister letter from Screen Innovation for Mr. Kenneth Bird from their attorneys, telling me at the end of the day that I have to remove my videos and all my demonstrations. And this was done as a bully tactic. Because if I was a threat to begin with, I would have never received the first letter. I'd have received, this would have been the first letter. And that's why I say that when someone sends a letter in and they sit there and they go, oh, that's, how they say it? They say, this is how, no, crease and deceased letters don't come that way. They never do. They come certified. That's how they come. They come in the mail. I've received one from them, so I know how they come in the mail. And we sent one to Jamie, so he knows how they come in the mail. They don't send it by no email and it pops up in junk mail somewhere. Come on. Stop that. Nope. They're just using little bully tactics, that's all. Alright, let me see, go back to my pictures. Oh, I forgot we can't put it this way. There'll be other way to do it. No. There we go. Right here. I could do it either from the play file. We go from there. I did go from here, which would make it much easier. But I would have them already on board. So with that right there, let me see. Sure. Yep, that's what that comes down to. And for those people who want to sit there and say, well, how did all that get started? Because he came into one of our channels. Jamie came into one of our channels and requested our ingredients for our product. And we told him no. Now, if he sits there and says that's not true, oh, it is true. You know why? Because we got a video showing you making your product for free. This is when you gave out your products for free. So before he was selling them, he was actually giving away his products for free. And he was mad at everybody else because he said everybody else was ripping people off because they should have been giving their products out for free. And that's why you see a video today showing him making the product for free. First of all, what person is going to sell a screen paint and show you how to make it for free? That's just stupid. So yeah, it was one of his videos. There used to be a bunch of them like that, of him showing you that he could do the same thing as everybody else, and he could give the product away for free. But he wasn't making any money. He was just wasting his time, and you know, people were getting bad results off the product anyway. So then he came around. He started selling his products. But he popped into our site a long time ago, and he was asking me questions about our product and asking me about um, um, well, mind sharing the ingredients. And I was like, no, we don't share the ingredients. We sell this product. We make money off of it. And that's where he started on board. So consider the fact from that time until now, just look at the position you've gotten yourself into, Mr. Fernando. You're getting sued. You're definitely going to jail for massive criminal charges on multiple levels. You got copyright infringement lawsuits coming at you, including jail time, post office mail fraud, including jail time. You got terroristic threats, cyber stalking, doxing addresses, harassing our companies with multiple emails. We even got them on, what's the other one we have them on? Racial motivated crimes, because we have text messages with them calling me the N-word multiple times. All kinds of stuff. Defamation lawsuits involving your company. You got perjury charges coming against you. You have a trademark infringement lawsuit coming towards you because you made money off a product and did not pay off any of the royalties to the company that you used to make money off their name for 5 years. He's got all that coming at him. Yeah. It hasn't made any new products whatsoever in the past 4 or 5 years. And consider the fact that found out that majority of his stuff is matching house paint on multiple occasions, and no customers are touching them whatsoever. All that from coming in and coming into my channel and carrying on. And what happened to us? Nothing. I've received dozens of emails from this individual telling us that he was going to try to destroy my business. All that's going to show up in court. And you constantly came at my company making statements that you were going to destroy my business. So you're looking at millions and millions of dollars of lawsuits. Nothing to show for it. Meanwhile, I'm actually upgrading my whole site, adding new technology, which we have now, the new Quasar, which is everywhere, and pretty soon we're going to have our office space for our clients to come in and start signing these $1 million contracts. Nothing to show for it. And anyone else who's tied themselves to you, they've suffered the same fate. It's like you're cursed. That's what it seems like he's cursed. Anyone who's ever did business with Jamie, or anyone who's ever affiliated themselves with them, are now facing criminal charges and prison time. Oh, we got these right. These are, wait, but these are not the ones I wanted. I want the other one. Yeah, let's get these. No, we gotta do upload. I want that whole other section. I want this section right here. This section right there. I want all of these. Boom. In here. Let me see. Alright, these are perfect. I'm gonna use these later on too, the little demonstration demo. What do we have right here? 9 o'clock? Nah. At 9 o'clock. I'm glad I walked into the other office. I'm so glad I did. Because it gave me another option. I was basically set on the other one. But this gave me an amazing option. I'm definitely going to be working on that one over there. So let me see. Make sure I'm not matching anything. We're good. The grid is ready to be uploaded. Videos. Do we have any more video slots in here? I'll take this out. I'm going to take these out. Because it does have projector mapping applications. Razor has it. I could just be getting this thing. Let's load up in this thing. Let's see. Okay. We need these. I don't think we need these. Awesome. Let me change out the video player. Unnecessary. Too many pictures. Not for his glory. We need video players badly. Let me see. The other guy sent me some, I don't know, I ain't even bothered engaging on his screen, but you know, you don't go and challenge people like that. You don't do that. That's not good. I'm just ignoring it because I don't care. You know, I'm not even bother wasting my time on it. Just like the rest of them. The little challenges I'm going to give out for what? Been down this water before. I've got things to do. I don't have time to entertain other stuff like that. I don't. And that's where I have to catch myself. I'm like, you're way too busy for this. You had your opportunity. Opportunity was given to you, and you canceled. You have to understand that. You're not getting that. I'm not giving any more chances. I'm done. I took time out of my schedule to go buy your products. If I take time out of my schedule to buy your products, and you cancel, put the money back in my account, then opportunity missed. That's it to it. I'll keep going back down that road. I don't have time for those shenanigans. Either it works or it doesn't. Which one is it? Going in and giving a challenge of $40 for your product, and that's to buy it. Again, we have cancellations. I'm not doing that again. What, to go through more shenanigans and more dumb nonsense and saying, oh, I don't got time for that. I really don't. I got things to do. I got a lot to do. If you guys spent your time doing the same thing I did, you wouldn't have time for those shenanigans either. You'd be working. All right, that's it right there. Change these out to video players. Change these out. And as for the group that contacted us, they're not them at them. They're just basically a screen paint community, gray paints. And the other fellow, he makes a gray screen. One's light gray, and the other one's like a mid gray, but it's a screen material. And again, you can't reach that infinity contrast level. It's not going to work against our technology. It's just not going to do it. I want to look these so we get the loop on them. Let me go get myself some videos. Let's see. The whole argument with, oh, you're afraid and this, that, and the other. No, we're not. We're just busy. I had to look at like 13, 14 different office spaces. So I had to walk into these facilities and walk around, ask a bunch of questions. You know, once I get all that done and established, we finally get planted into a place that we like. Then the next stage is I got to get business cards made. Well, actually, one business card made. I'm going to get that digital card. The one you just tap. It's much easier than me carrying around a bunch of business cards. Just tap them in. So I get those made. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, before we get to that point, I'm still basically working in 20. When we get to 2025, we're converting the 2 pages because we want everything to be one unified company. We can't have Crystal Edge over here and FLE technology over here and Blackster. It's just too confusing. So we need everything to be consolidated into one entity. That's how we have to design it. So now we're going to have to apply for the new copyrights, the new trademarks. All that paperwork has to be done all over again for one entity. So we can come together as one company, not multiple companies, which becomes a headache. So I got to do all that. There's a lot of work I got to do at the end of the day. It's a whole lot of work. So I don't have time for these little games. I don't. And I'm not coming to anybody's site. I'm not buying your stuff. I'm done. You understand me? The YouTube is done. I got other things to do. Right now, I work this right and I do this correctly. And I can have people come into my office space. I can have people come into my conference room and see that technology up front. Because the YouTube is not enough. It's just not enough for some people. They have to be to go in. If they're going to sign a contract with you, they're going to fly from wherever, across country, whatever, to meet with you, to talk with you, man to man. That's how it's done. And they want to be to read your body language. I got to read their body language and know what I'm dealing with. We got to have multiple meetings, and we're going to have to sit down and going to have to see this technology for themselves before they sign these contracts. So that's how it has to be done. That's how you have to do it if you're going to be doing business. If you want to make it to that next level is not going to be met on YouTube. It's going to be met out here. This is where that next level gets met. So I'm done with all. I've put my time in. I put my work in for many, many years. I basically backed my product up on every level. I fought the trolls, and I have basically overcome all that nonsense, and I'm still sitting on top doing what has to be done. And at the end of the day, I am now ready to basically take the next level, and that's be out here and do what I have to do best to get my product where it needs to be at. But they're not doing that. They're not fighting and working for that. They're just basically constantly attacking me, which at the end of the day, gentlemen, it doesn't harm me in any way whatsoever. If it did, I wouldn't be on this level right now. If you did any damage to me, I would not be producing on this level I'm producing right now. Kind of like the equivalence of trying to punch Godzilla in the ankle. That's what I say like that. I'm not feeling it, and I'm not seeing it. I'm just going about my business, doing what I got to do. I'm not saying. I know it's a corny probably turn to it all, but that's what it feels like to me. It's like a metal dinosaur just looking at you, and you're throwing spears at it, going, Was that a rock? You just throw a rock at me? Whatever, I don't care. Don't focus on what I got to do. That's it. When we give you the opportunity, when I'm building my business, I'm getting ready for that next platform, that next level, pushing, constantly building. And if I make the attempt to go towards your business to buy from you and you cancel out, that was your last and final chance right there. That was just to back it up. If you're talking a lot of smack online, I'm going to come down and shut you up. But now at the stage that I'm at, that proving myself on that level is done. I got other things to do. I got a whole new different level I'm looking at now. When I got a chance to go on site, I saw something different. I saw people walk up to my screen. I saw them touch it. Someone ask me a bunch of questions. I like that feeling, and that's what I want to continue. I want to continue to be and advertise my technology everywhere so people can come up and see it. So let me go get 8 because we got 8 technology and the mother of all screens. 180-inch. So, I'm working for something, Working for something. Everybody else just sits online and just cries about me. That's what they do. All of them just sit online and they cry about Mr. Bird, Mr. Bird. Mr. Bird's this, Mr. Bird that. Mr. Bird's just looking at you like, don't care. Because you know why? I backed myself up already. Demonstration I just launched a few minutes ago shows my screens outside. Any of y'all willing to basically match that one? No, because you can't do it. Okay, enough said. Move on. I'm working for something, and I plan to get it, and I plan to have clients in the whole 9 yards and everything. Every person that I've basically dropped a section where my screen was at online, I've watched the look in their faces when they saw that technology and they knew the potential and the money they could make off of it. So it would not be a problem for me to be able to get that technology into sports bars and the restaurants and to outside home theater entertainment. It's not going to be a problem. And then the other company who develops white screens, they can code that technology with our technology and get their technology to advance. So we can show at the end of the day that we can put our products against certified high-grade screens and be able to overpower those screens. Guess what that means at the end of the day? If you're a projection screen company and you want to advance your white screens to make more money, you code it with that technology, it'll be more advanced than a $5,000 screen. And customers at the end of the day, instead of you going out and spending all this money for an expensive projector, for a gray and white screen, to be stuck in a dark environment because you're afraid to turn your lights on because your screen will wash out, you could do like my customers do. You can go outside with it. Black, see, black projector screens. It's about people are tired of getting ripped off or not getting what they paid for. And then people saying, but there's no instructions required. Like literally, what instructions you need? Pour paint. That's it. There we go. This has a challenge sitting on it. This one hasn't been met either. This is the Star Wars demonstration outside. All these people with these high power projectors, that's a $300 projector behind me. All these people with expensive projectors, y'all stuck in dark environments. I'm outside at 180 inches watching Star Wars. And imagine if you got a white screen outside. You know it looks nothing like this. So that means that if you have a restaurant, you can have Star Wars playing outside or whatever you want. If you got your own backyard setup, you can have one of those screens outside. And that is a canvas surface that's coated with our black technology. Same video you see here is the same video you see my friend outside. One of my customers, which is a friend of mine now, basically outside of his too. These are 8s, by the way, and 8s are actually in the mother of all screens. That's why it's going to be able to generate outside of 1,000 lumens with no problem. Because it has 8 technologies and 8s were fantastic for outside applications. Ooh, I want to put something down there too. Let me see. Can I expand a little bit here? I'm going to expand just a little bit here. I want to put down something in there. Because it is what it is. Definitely put our little specifications in there. We got the right to put it in there. We got the power. It's like when Samuel Jackson did that, English, can you speak it? It's like we're saying contrast, can you see it? Like literally, come on now. It's simple and plain because you're not dragging me into a room to hear hours and hours and hours of complaining. If you can't show me a freaking contrast level in a fully lit environment, just show me one thing. Just show me this Starfield link and stick it in a fully lit environment and show me a 100% contrast level because I can show you a snow level at 250 and a fully and outside with no problem. I can produce that snow level anywhere I want, on site, off site, on ceilings, on floor, white levels on our technology versus 1,000 lumen projectors, outside, inside, you name it, we've done it. So if that's the case, then just show me that one, because that's one thing a gray screen has difficulty doing, is being able to produce the contrast level. They keep going in about the producing brighter colors. No, 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 no. Stop that. Stop the whole white level thing and color. Show me something that screen is designed that it cannot do. I want to see a fully lit environment, and I want to see a star field pull off on that screen. That's it. And they'll sit there and go, well, it's not fair because your screen's black. It has the capability. We don't do that. We do the white levels in the reverse, because black screens are not supposed to be to produce white levels in well-lit environments. And we do this on 50 to 1,000 on projectors. So, don't make excuses. Just do it. That's all that matters. Just do it. So I'm going to put down, where'd she go? There she goes, right there. Put down the mother of all screens, the culmination, and we'll explain why it has these different demonstrations, because it has each one of these products that convert to the mother of all screens. Come on, baby. Oh, we over there. We go. Thank you. Here we go. What's it do? Let's see. Maggie start getting mad. The minute I mentioned star field, they hate that word. We've said star field so many times. We got people who literally hate that word when we bring it up. They do not like hearing the word star field. So that's the plague of the gray screens. It's contrast and the ambient light projection technology. And if you can't read the contrast, you can't read the color. Mother of all screens. Our new screen paint technology combines the, put a better way of putting it, combines, our new screen paint technology combines, let's see, R, and it should be R. How can I spell R? Really? Seriously, Google? They spelled it A-R-E. It's not A-R-E. It's what do you do with R? You are. Not that R. No. Really, Google it. Credit doesn't know his grammar correctly. Alright. Combine. Ten of our best screen paint products to make its platform. 10 of our best screen paint products to make its platform. Giving it the ability of the best qualities of those screen paints. Giving it the ability of the best qualities. Giving it the ability of the best of those. That is the ability. Giving of the best qualities of those screen paints. Yeah, that does sound good. Upgrade and advancement, element 77. Advanced gain. G-I-N. Gain. Technology. Advanced gain. Advanced gain. Advanced gain. Advanced gain. Advanced gain. Technology. FLE. That. Put down L. Stains. Fusion light energy.
Fusion around Whitehall. Here you go.
Fusion light energy.
According to Department of Energy, in fusion, two light nuclei merge to form a single heavier nucleus. The process releases energy because the total mass of the resulting single nucleus is less than the mass of the two original nuclei.
Fusion light energy. And radiant light. This one. Capitals on that baby. Capitals. L. Radiant light. Radiant light. That's why the technology sitting next to that silver, and we darken the screen darker, actually 4 times darker than the previous, can still generate a white level high enough for that silver. That screen can't even turn it dark. Radiant light. Light does. So it's radiant light. Gives you the option to use your projection screen in a fully lit environment. Gives you the option to use your screen, projector screen in a fully lit environment. Let's see. Oops, no. Very nice with that one. Indoors or out. Your indoors or out. Or out. out. Wash out worries. Wash out worries. Without wash out worries. Wash out. Did that twice on that one. Why? Worries over there. So over there, the screen is actually much darker now because we actually darkened the screen. Screen now has darker capabilities. And so design with our inferior. No.
Here's the definition
Imperial.
of inferior. Here's the definition of imperial, relating to
Imperial
empire.
Infinity 1 contrast. Infinity 1 black. Black contrast. Oh my goodness, but it just asked for it. Alright, there we go. Design with our new Imperial Infinity 1 black contrast levels. Color enhancement technology. Color enhancement technology. So everything I'm saying right now, we have all tests to back it up. You can type in test under it and everything. It'll pop up. Including the black on black demonstration, which is actually embedded both of them into every single shopping cart. Shows our screens produce better color. So mind you, everything that I put here, I gotta back it up out there. Yep, so it's the same thing. It's the same demonstrations we do here. It's the same demonstrations we do out there. It's the same thing. Paint down demonstrations, all that. Alright, we got the new Imperial. We now got it much blacker and darker than what it was. As you saw being sprayed on the cardboard was a darker version of it. We call that now our Imperial Infinity 1 black. We want something different from the OLED. The OLED has Infinity 1 black contrast. Ours is Imperial. And we wanted, let me see, and it's using a, let's see, FLE color enhancement technology. Oops, brought that down a little lower. Much lower than that. With Heightener. Had it right the first time.
To Google Books.
White
Gary
Heightener.
Miami, Florida. Writes for Forbes, focusing on the business of sports.
No,
and is the founder
no,
and chief
stop
editor of the
talking.
sports
Stop
agent blog
talking. One thing I hate about Google is it just keeps on going with
A
it.
site covering the niche sports agent industry that on average
Where's
receives
somebody?
roughly 4,000 page views a
Really?
day.
All that? ... White Heightener technology. I can't stand these things at the end of the day. Like, they literally will add what they want because they think that's what it is. You'll be texting something and you know how you want to write it, but it'll come in and correct it and say this is how it should be written when it's basically way off and it's not what you were actually writing. Oh, I hate this new technology. I really do. White heightener. We'll get it from the whatchamacallit. We got it on the page somewhere. We'll grab it from there. It has a weird, but we have different ways of spelling heightener. Let me see where we're going with this. It's got to be in here somewhere. It's in the specification sheet somewhere. Let me see. Is it here? No, it's in the whatchamacallit. It's already in the whatchamacallit. We have to have it there. All right. Where's the page at? On this page. Just go here. Just click on that. Let's go to marketplace. Where's the marketplace at? We got it in one of the specification sheets. Come in here. Oh, we gotta refresh this because we got the whatchamacallit up there now. We have the batch number verifications up there now. There you go. That's the batch number verification showing you what they're for and what those labels mean on the back of your container, showing that your products are all tested before they're shipped to you. And all products are basically tested before they are shipped out to any customers. So these are very important. Let's go pop in here. Let me see. Interior affinity wood contrast. Now the stuff you had to write in here is a lot of stuff, ain't it? Yeah! You need all this in here. If you're doing a specification sheet, you better have it in here. So you're gonna have to be able. That's why when I see specification sheets like 2 paragraphs. How are you 2 paragraphs? We max out at 8,000. 8,000 is still not enough. It's not enough. There's just so much stuff. If you really tested your product correctly, you should be at a max 8,000 easy. Minimum require 1,000 lumens. Okay, right there. But I need the heightener technology. Where was it in that thing? Heightener 10. Here we go. Bam! Found it. This is right there. Yep, you should have all of that in there. And people get mad at me about that. Literally, not customers. You know, people make screen paint products will get mad at me. Now, I've seen some people. I've been there. I look at their stuff on eBay. Their stuff is filled out. I mean, they got all kinds of information in there. Very well done. I've been through a couple of them. I've actually been through all of them on eBay and Amazon. Very well done. Lots of information in there. At the end of the day, I know what I'm buying. Because if I'm buying this stuff to bring over here for testing something, I like when they know exactly how to explain their product. And they got a lot of stuff in there. But 2 other ones. What the freak? Seriously. Nothing in there. Nothing's unified. There's different stuff here, and different stuff over here, and bunches of lies here and lies there. You can't find none of that stuff. Like, people are going to go on YouTube and dig your stuff up. You know that, right? You have to understand, if the average consumer is going to do all the research on their projector, they're going to go in and do the research on your product. So, yeah. Gonna have to back it up. Can't just put anything in there you want. Imagine we did that nonsense. Imagine we just put anything in there we just want to put in there. Oh, it has this and that. No testing. No, nothing at all. We're just making it up as we go along. How would you feel about that? Wouldn't like it, would you? No, you wouldn't like it. All right, then. Then what gives other people the right to do it? Let me pick up this. How do we get rid of that? Oh, that's how we get rid of it. Yeah, so if we're not allowed to do that, then why do other people have the right to do that? I swear, sometimes I feel YouTube is just strictly biased. I swear. Let me see. Nope, you gotta have that batch number. Anyone who argues about the batch number already outed themselves. If you argue a batch number, you outed yourself already. You should support it 100%. Anybody making screen paint, you complaining about a batch number, you automatically outed yourself. Doesn't have to be by our standard. Our stuff is different. It can be by your own standard, but you have to tell the truth on what you're selling. That's what that comes down to. You have to tell the truth on what you're selling. That's all. You can't make stuff up. So if your stuff doesn't work in a fully lit environment, and it's best used in ambient light controlled environments, then that's what you put down. It works best in ambient light controlled environments. The problem is you got too many people trying to be us at the end of the day, and they're trying to say they had the same thing we had, but the problem is they can't back it up because batch numbers they can't do it. You can't make things up as you go along, trying to be like us. Stay in your category and put down what your product can do. That's the problem, right? Trying to be something more than what you are. And say that your product does this, that, and the other, the same as ours, costs the same, and I'm saving you money and all this stuff. And at the end of the day, your stuff isn't doing anything at all, period. And your specification sheets ain't truthful. So now, since that batch number, which we're pumping that batch number everywhere it needs to be at, customers are going to request it. And that's why I hope customers get to a point. They all start requesting batch numbers. Got to cut down on a whole lot of lying. Because the customers are going to find out sooner or later. On top of that, this saves the merchant from going through the process of having a not a subscribed claim against you or a chargeback on you. Because at least you can back it up to the best of your knowledge. But you can't make it up. Let's see. With our new FLE white heightener technology. White level capabilities. All screen paint products and projector screens are backed by our 100%. See, that's us right there. That'd be all us. If we talk about this quite a lot, about being able to give your customers a guarantee. Let's see. All screen are backed by our screen paint products and projector screens are backed by our 100% Batch number verification. Batch number guarantee verification. Batch number guarantee. Batch number guarantee. Batch number guarantee. No, because you know what that means. If their batch numbers become official, which I want them to do, and I'm going to push for them to become official, that means you can't fake range gain, can't lie about your paint down demonstrations, whether your screens pick up in fully lit environments, can't fake contrast levels. You can't do any of that. All your products are going to have to be tested. Your products have to be tested to do a batch number. So that means you can't even sell a product unless you can show that it was tested before it was sold. And you're going to have to basically show that every product that you take out, it's going to have to go through a batch number, which one of the batch numbers involved in this test involves the ability to be able to not match an everyday household paint. That's going to be hard for a lot of people. Because again, for the consumer, it basically guarantees he or her that they're not getting shipped in everyday house paint. They're not getting ripped off. And that's what I find interesting, the fact that, like I said, we're the ones that's supposed to be the fraud at the end of the day, but we're the ones making up all the rules that other people don't want to do. And when I'm out there doing my business, I'm going to make sure that every client, anybody I do business with, knows about this batch number policy that we have. And I feel that all screen paints should have it. I'm going to push this to the level. If you know anything about me when it comes to advertising and getting things done, you know what kind of person I am. I'm going to push this on every single level. You have to have one of these batch numbers and inform the customers. Customers out there, ask for batch numbers because you want to make sure you don't get ripped off. And if you don't believe the possibilities of getting ripped off, pop over to the blacklist and see what can happen to you. Because we got YouTubers who make screen paints that literally match house paint. At the end of the day, imagine if a batch number was required. Imagine if that person had to do that test and that paint had matched house paint in the middle of a batch number verification demonstration test. There you go. That's why they're important. Someone talking about range gain. They're talking about how you can basically take the same paint and get two different gains out of it. Batch numbers are required for that. So he can't come on the channel and make that statement if he can't back it up. Guess what that means? You don't end up getting ripped off in the process. No one commits fraud against you. And the merchant should want to do this because it's a guarantee. So if I go to your page and I read through your stuff and I go, hey, how do I know this stuff is guaranteed? How do I know I'm getting what I paid for? I literally had a customer come in. Actually, one of the ones that ordered from us sat there and said, well, how do I know this stuff is not going to be the same as black house paint? Guess what? When you go to my list, you roll down, you see a whole bunch of black on black tests right there, showing our products being tested. If you are a screen paint maker and you think at the end of the day that this is not going to come up in a customer's mind at the end of the day, you are sadly mistaken. Can't back your products up. You are looking at potential fraud. You are looking at criminal charges. You're looking at lawsuits. You're looking at chargebacks. You're looking at PayPal not as described claims slammed against you. So you're going to have to prove that your product does exactly what it says, and you need to have one of these patches or badges on the back of your container. It doesn't have to be to our level or everybody to their own category, but it has to be truthful. So if your screen paint is not ambient light rejection, guess what you need to stop doing? Showing open windows and doors and all that stuff, giving the illusion that it is. Stop doing that. That's false information. That's false advertising. And then put not ambient light rejection on canisters and on videos and on your website, and then put down policies, and that policy got to go. That policy about if it lands on your property, it's yours, or if you open, no, that policy needs to go. That is the worst policy I've ever seen in my entire life. Who the freak's going to buy paint? Matter of fact, the people who bought paint are actually subjected to that nonsense. Who's their right mom was dumb enough to slide a credit card through that website with that policy sitting on it like that? So that means if One of your kids run by with a gray hoodie on, if you just happen to have a gray wall in your house, or if you just basically just went out and said, I wonder at Home Depot, would this be the same thing that I paid 90 bucks for, and you find out it is, you are stuck with it because you just agreed to that policy. Yeah, you did. Because the first thing the judge is going to ask you, did you read through the site? Did you read the fine print? Did you read through all of it? Oh, I didn't read through it. I just basically hit the shopping cart. That's why we put all that information in there for you. So you can read through all that. So you can understand what you're buying at the end of the day. That's why we have link videos in our shopping cart so you can see what's going on. That's why all that's put in there for you. But if you're getting little paragraphs of little this and that, something that doesn't make any sense, and then there's a policy down there that's strictly telling you that if it lands on your property, you are stuck with this thing, or if you open it, there's no exchange, there's nothing, because you're now being accused right from the door of tampering with something that you didn't even tamper with. Come on, really? Then the other one, his website is nothing but one big chargeback and not as described, because there is no way in the world he's going to prove that range gain. That is virtually impossible. You can't prove that stuff exists. Ain't going to happen. Rear projection? Yeah, I looked them up on rear projection. I couldn't find jack but one video, and that was it. That's all I found. That is not enough to know rear projection. You're going to have over at least 100, 200 videos on that particular topic alone. Look at my specification sheet when it explains to you about rear projection technology and something called a multi-layer application layer. Do you even know what that even stands for? Multi-layer application layer. What does that mean in a rear projection technology? We don't have it on this page because we don't know what it means. There you go. I'm not going to explain it to him. He can go there and try to figure it out himself. You know what it means. Because anybody developing rear projection would know what that means. Perfect transfer. What is a perfect transfer in a rear projection screen? When I say a perfect transfer, probably thinks a perfect transfer just an image popping inside. No. When they do a perfect transfer, they show an all-white screen. That's what they do. So when the image pushes through, any imperfections, maybe the product didn't mix well, could be a number of things. It's going to leave either spots or something's going to pop up. And what's going to shut it off faster? A white surface. When they show an all-white surface pop up, if you have any imperfections in your product, it's going to show up on that white surface and it's going to transfer to the other side. And if it comes up clean, that means you have a clean transfer. One of the tests you have to go through a rear projection. A lot of tests you have to go through a rear projection. One of the tests, when you're doing darker screens, you got to be able to drop. This is where you get the big boy venues. This is where they come in handy. 5,000, 6,000. Doing projectors, you have to drop these things about a couple inches, about a foot away from a screen that's jet black to see exactly how much the lamp glare that thing is going to be able to absorb. So if it can cancel 100% the lamp glare but push the image in, that's what you want to see. Because you could be dealing with an ultra short throw projector that may have a 5,000 or a 6,000 or 7,000 capability. If it's a venue unit and has capability, remember venue projectors, you can get them at 10,000. Basically, it's just the lens. They just take the lens off and they put a basically ultra short throw lens on it, and now you got a 10,000 ultra short throw projector. Which means if you stick this in front of a screen, you got a foot away at 10,000 lumens and hitting your screen. So, are you going to get this ugly looking glare going to pop up on the other end? Because that's going to basically cause picture distortion. Yeah, there you go. So, have you done these tests already? No, because you don't own any 5,000 projectors. You don't own venue projectors at the end of the day. That's why you need so many projectors. If I'm doing tabletops, I gotta have picos for those. You know, ultra short throws, can't just have one ultra short throws. You gotta test that thing on multiple ultra short throw projectors. You can't just have one machine do all the videos. No. You gotta do distance throw demonstrations, low lumen projectors, which are required. Projectors that barely bottom dollar scratch projectors, which are SVGA projectors, which have really bad resolution capabilities. You have to be sure that you can produce a very high-res image next to a 4K using a projector at 600 by 800 res. What about your gain capability? Fully lit environment, drop your screen about 16 feet back, 1,000 lumens versus a projector 5,000 lumens. That's why I said you're missing a ton of testing. That's the same thing. I had a conversation with the guy at a screen called Solar Screen 3. I dropped a whole bunch of information and like, look, you're missing this, missing that, that. He didn't even know half the stuff I was talking about. Yeah, cause you didn't do your research on your stuff. You know, I guarantee I'm put it this way. You don't test your stuff properly, somebody else will come in and do it for you. They will. You got plenty of projector enthusiasts out there that will test your stuff. And companies will do it too. Sign a contract with a company, they won't test your stuff. And that batch number is important. Extremely important. Because if we had batch numbers out there, you would have half of the crap on the market right now, which showed that it actually works. Or they couldn't say anything about it because they would have to do that in a YouTube live stream. By the way, batch numbers are done at YouTube live streams. So, if your stuff is tested, a batch number is easy. And on top of that, if you're going to go out on site and you're going to be around other people and your stuff isn't properly tested, who's to say your stuff doesn't fail right there? So imagine if Jamie was out there in front of other people and he was out there selling his products and he put his stuff against network grade 773 and he matched that product in front of 20, 30, 40, 50 people out there. How do you think that's going to go down? There you go. And by the way, in the batch number verification, whatever you claim your product to be, that is what you're going to have to test it to show that it does. And again, customers are not bothered by this. Customers love this idea. They freaking love it. People who make screen paints, on the other hand, don't like it at all. Those that can back their products and have been telling the truth about their products, and we've seen your stuff before, it works fantastic, it's absolutely great. They're not bothered by that. But those people who have been building their products up to be something that they're not, they're going to have problems. And they're going to make up all kinds of excuses of what we're saying is saying it's not necessary, it's just a lie, it's making stuff up. No, that's something somebody would say at the end of the day that doesn't want to do a batch number. Where's the wrong in this at? If Jamie wants to get on and complain about batch numbers, if Danny wants to complain about batch numbers, any one of those groups want to complain about batch numbers, what's the problem at the end of the day? I'm curious, what's the problem? Your product gets backed, it proves that it works, got to stand behind a 1% guarantee. Who doesn't want that in their own product? And the customers get a good product and they know that it's tested before it gets to them. So what's the problem? Protects the merchant, protects the customer. It works for everybody. So if you're complaining about it, that means you have outed yourself as your product's not working. It'd be different if I said, hey, if you're going to prove to have a batch number, you're going to do the same thing we do. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. That's wrong to say, because then everybody's screen paint doesn't react the same way. Gray screens don't react the same way as ours do. Gunmetals don't act the same thing, so that's unfair to say. When you do a batch number, you have to back up what your product is saying. So if you're saying your product has range gain, guess what? When that batch number pops up and the person purchases it, you're going to have to show that this actually does exist. You're going to have to paint two screens in and show that both screens are reading a completely different gain, as you claim, down to painting technique. If you're saying it's rear projection, you're going to have to show proof that it's rear projection. Now he sat there and said, some dumb nonsense said about, oh, what is my qualifications in rear projection? Look me up. Go to my YouTube channel. Just type in rear projection screen. And you will, boom, pull it all up. Check my credentials. I was doing rear projection before you ever existed on YouTube. I can drop back 10 years and pull demonstrations up from 10 years under digital screen paint. 10 years ago. Don't question me at the end of the day. I'm not the one to be questioning. But you're still going to have to do the test. I don't care how much you basically cry and whine and complain at the end of the day about us at the end of the day, this and the other. I don't care. You're still going to do the test. You're not getting out of that one. You can do all the videos you want. Oh, he's a fake, he's a phone. It doesn't make a difference. You're still going to do the test. Or don't sell your product no more. Which is not selling anyway. But still, you're out of business. Batch number or no business. And that's the way it should be. Customers deserve to have a guarantee on their products. Everything I buy has a guarantee sitting on top of it. You got a chance to have a warranty and a guarantee on it. Everything has a guarantee on it. Guarantee, guarantee, guarantee. I got Andy clippers over there. My favorite kind of clippers I use. They got a lifetime warranty sitting on those babies. Those things ever break, all I got to do is just send in the box and send me a brand new one over. I love it. And they take a while to break. I've had mine for about 4 years. 4 or 5 years. So everybody wants a guarantee. Your projection screen, see all screen paints that should be all screen paint products are batch number guarantee. Batch number, all screen paint products and projection screens are backed by 100% batch number guarantee. We first started talking about batch number guarantee. Oh, I opened up a forum site. They opened up the channel just to show you the reaction. They went off in it. They were mad, upset, angry over the batch number. Why are you angry, gentlemen, over a batch number? What's the problem? Why would a batch number make you angry? How come you don't want to do it? Don't you owe it to your right to your customers? If your customer is going to take the time to invest in your business, shouldn't they be getting a guarantee on it? What's the problem? Now, involving black on black, which is black paint, that Series C, that stuff doesn't have enough testing on it for Jack. Number one, it came up gray the first time around, so that's a bad sign. And if you're going to be doing a demonstration, black versus black, the demonstration you claim that you've done, technically your screen was gray the entire time, which we saw that already. But you're going to need a lot of these demonstrations, and you don't have enough of them. One of the demonstrations when you do it, you have to do a pour out. So you pour out side by side. So you can see that both of them are black. Not one gray and not one black. And we don't want to hear some nonsense about some spectrum of light. Whatever nonsense. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So you have to do one of those. Let's see. All the screen paints and projection screen paints are backed by 1% batch number guarantee. To ensure our customers that our products are working. To ensure our customers that our products are working. Ensure our customers that our products are working. I'd like to see batch number guarantees for these knockoff projectors. I would love to see that. Working properly. I like that one better. Working properly. And that's why I said I find it interesting. And somebody said that in the forum site. So wait a minute. These guys claim you to be the fraud at the end of the day, but you're the guys making up all the rules to keep everything in order. And those are the ones complaining about it. You know, for a person at the end of the day who's supposed to be a scammer, like I said, we make up all the rules. We're the ones who started the network grade 773 where all gray screen paints need to be tested against everyday household paint. We're the ones who started the black versus black demonstrations, which means any black screen has to go against these tests to ensure that they don't match any form of black fabrics and films and stuff like that. You know what I mean? We're the ones who started all the testing. Ambient light projection testing, distant testing. We started all that stuff. Demonstrations of screens having lights thrown against them or on top of them. We started all that. Ambient light, when you show light bulbs, screens, bar lights, all that, we started all that stuff. When it comes down to, when you got people who want to lie on the specification sheets, and they don't want to back their products up, especially when they build them too high, trying to make them seem like something that they're not, trying to take my company out, which is a bad idea. This is where they get outed. This is where basically things get crazy for them because, again, these batch numbers scare the crap out of them. It does. And they know they can't back it. No way whatsoever. So, our company, we raise the bar on everything. We do. All the test demonstrations we do, we like to raise the bar. I like to challenge my work. We don't expect for other screen paints to be us. We don't expect that. Every screen paint has its own thing and what it does, and that's what makes it special, and that's what makes it beautiful. But we're on a different level. We do things differently. But for other people who basically want to be in our category but won't do the testing, won't do the work, and they want to cut corners and try to be us at the end of the day, and it's interesting how you have built this pedestal for yourself that you figured out it's so high up you can't figure out how to get down from it. That's the problem. And when you do finally try to get off of it, you fall face first. The problem, what they don't like about us is the fact that we have set the bar literally so high that if they want to be in our category, they're going to have to do the work. And they don't want to do the work. They don't want to put the time in. They just want to cut corners. So what's the best way to do this without making us work? We'll try to make him look bad in the process. We'll try to make him look like a scammer, a fake, a phony. And in that way, if we can convince people that he's this person at the end of the day, we can continue to sell our products without basically having to work too hard. Yeah, that's what you try to do. Problem is, this is going to land you in a courtroom now. Because what you did was you crossed the line. You basically made false accusations against my business and tried to make me be something that I'm not. And I'm going to take you to court for this. And this is what you're going to have to back up. Well, like I said before, it's going to cost you $5 million or more. That's the mistake you made. It's business, gentlemen, at the end of the day. So you're going to have to back that theory up. And it'll be on court documents everywhere that you committed fraud against my company, you lost, and you got sued. Because you couldn't back up that claim. Because now you got to pay for the damages and the time you put in on basically campaigning against my business, trying to make it seem like something that is not, because you refuse to work hard, pull up your sleeves, and do the same thing we do. We're not expecting for everybody to be on the same level we are. We don't at all. But if you're basically trying to say you're me at the end of the day, then yes, I do expect you to do the same thing we do. But if you have a product, a screen paint product, it's a great product. I've seen some beautiful gray screen paint products. I like that Pro HD. I like that product. I love the color of it. I like the way it was easy to paint down. Business transaction was beautifully done, and I had to worry about going through nonsense and crap. And then like I go with these guys in the day. And on top of it, when I got it down here, I put it against his product, which it was better than his product by far. Good product. So that's why I said if I'm in the field out there and somebody may not want our products, they may want a gray screen paint, I'll point them in his direction. I'm going to send that contract right over to him. Because at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Those are everybody on eBay, those people on Amazon, those are professionals at the end of the day. These are people who don't have the time to be doxing addresses and taking pictures of people, making them wear puppets and all that stuff, and stalking people and all that. They don't do that kind of stuff. At the end of the day, those are professionals. When you do stuff like that, that is just quite so weird. Damage yourself with that stuff, man. I don't know why people do that stuff. But other than that, getting back to the batch numbers, gentlemen, you're going to need one. Going to have one. And I'm going to be educating the customers on what to say and what to ask for. And they should request a batch number. I don't expect for them to say, hey, look, well, that gray paint doesn't. The gray paint does what it's designed to do. That's what it does. It does what it's designed to do. And as long as the person is developing the gray screen paint, is keeping it honest about what it does, then it does what it does. That's it. We don't expect for them to do the same thing we do. That's why I was trying to explain to them when I was in that room. For those who were getting nasty with me, we just explained to them, like, look, I can put you out of business today if you want. You want to put my product against yours, I can put you out of business today. I can show you that you're not on that level. Make your product, be happy, stay in your lane. Have your batch number, explain your product crystal clear, which they have done very professionally, and say, hey, it's not designed for this, it's designed for this, that, and the other. There are people out there who still support gray screen paint products. If they didn't, no one would buy them at all, period. There'd be nobody on Amazon, there'd be nobody on eBay. Goose Screen wouldn't definitely exist, so people still buy them. So with that being said, just explain it as you have it. Don't make stuff up. That's what it comes down. Don't start making all this crazy stuff up. That's not true.
That's why those batch numbers are needed, to keep that nonsense under control. If you got people like Crow and Partey going out there making these false specifications on their products, what's next? Other people going to copy the same nonsense? And then you got a whole bunch of these jokers all over the place selling these freaking crappy paints. Does that remind you of something? Yeah, knockoff projectors. There you go. Welcome to those nightmares. They put in more stricter regulations, and Amazon and eBay for these knockoff projectors, and made them prove that these machines did exactly what they did. You wouldn't see them out there like that. You really wouldn't. But, you know, they don't basically check on any of that. That's why they're all over the place. One of the things I understand about eBay and Amazon, if you're talking about cutting down on fraud, but you let these projectors come in and sell on your marketplace, and then when the customer gets ripped off, then you go and you do something about it. Well, you know what? That's not good enough, because then the customer already went through the headache of buying a projector, getting it down there, finding out it doesn't work, and then he has to turn around and go through the whole process of waiting to get his money back. When it could have been much easier to just block those projectors from the door from coming to your marketplace and only accepting high quality projectors only. And in that way, the customer would buy a projector, get a good projector, get good performance, and be happy. You'd have put them through a whole bunch of headache. Because you just want something on your site that, again, you don't care as long as it just makes money. Corporate America, I'll tell you. Whew. That's what that comes down to. Because we all know it's going to be a headache at the end of the day. You can sit there and say, well, we got a good return policy. I understand you got a good return policy. But the time and I wasted on this particular item, that if you had nipped this in the butt from the beginning, I wouldn't be going through any of this. Because you're still going to have to wait a couple of days, 7 days, 2 weeks, whatever, for your money to transfer back to your account, depending on what credit card or debit card institution you work at the end of the day. Still going to have to wait. Till then, your screen's sitting up there. You don't have a projector, so what are you going to do? What, buy another one while you're waiting for the other one to come back? That means your whole entire theater is on hold. See what I mean? They don't understand that time period. That's why I'm trying to go and do the whole thing. Oh, I'm sorry for your inconvenience. No, you don't understand the level of my inconvenience right now. I got a finished theater room in the next room, and I can't even use it because the projector was crap to begin with. I don't know why you didn't even catch on to this to begin with. So now I have to wait all this time to get the money back to my account, or just spend extra money and just get another projector. Inconvenience. There you go. So that's why they need to have these policies. So now it got worse. So now you got even more knockoff projectors, far more than they ever make. And now these projectors got screens attached on, which I told you it was coming. And these screens are crap. They're gray and white screens. They are crap. Ugh. Charging more money for those screens because it's connected to that projector, and they charge you for the same screen if it wasn't connected to the projector. So the same gray screen you just bought from Valva, that projected screen would probably cost you between maybe 80, 90 bucks. Probably 120. But because it's connected to the Valva projector and they put their logo on it, you need to pay $800 for that thing. And they did the exact same thing as a white screen, because I watched somebody do it. I literally watched somebody do it. Yep. Paid $800. Phantom HD, I think the guy's name was. He had the Valve projector. Rolled that thing down in front of a white eBay projector. I was like, oh my goodness, it freaking matched. Gray wall, it matched. Put it on the forum site. It was nothing but laugh emojis from one end to the next. Unbelievable. Same screen. Exact same screen. All they did was just put their logo on it. That was it. And somebody paid $800 for that thing. And then you paid the money for the projector that didn't even have 4K. You paid things when they came up with almost $3,500, $3,700 when they first came out. It doesn't even have 4K. You can get a 4K projector for less than that at ultra short throw. It had a 4,000-to-1 contrast on it. That was the hugest red flag on the face of the planet. And I watch people still buy that machine. 4,000 to 1 a jack. No, sorry, 3,000 to 1. And a 3,000 to 1 contrast. But the projector behind it has a higher contrast than that. And that was discontinued in 2011. Do you have any idea how low a 3,000 to 1 or 4,000 to 1 contrast is? You're talking about a 2010, 2011, 2012 model. I know, because I deal with these old projectors. You bought a today's projector with a contrast level that low. 2016, 2017, ViewSonic projectors have 10,000 to 20,000 to 1 contrast. 2016, 2017, they have 20,000 to 1. NEC ultra short throws and 2012 models have a 10,000 to 1 contrast. And your projector is a new model and it has a 3,000 to 1 sitting on it. That's a major red flag right there. What are you going to do with that? Honestly, what could you do with it? They put it on a gray or white screen that has no contrast whatsoever. What did you get? Nothing, literally. It's like having a spaghetti dinner and the sauce is not thick, it's not rich, it's made like Kool-Aid. You can literally see the serial numbers on your plate because it's that thin. You don't know whether to eat it or drink it with a straw or suck it down with a straw. That's how poor that is. That's so poor. And then they gave you contrast shifting technology on top of that. It's not even 4K. You'll find out. You get yourself a 4K receiver, and you'll realize you have a 1 second sound delay in there because it's not picking up 4K audio because you don't really see 4K. You're actually picking up 1080p. Yeah, that's what they're doing now. That's the thing now. That's what they're doing. They're bringing in these high-end, cheap knockoff projectors. They got their own screen with it. They charge you good maybe $15,000, $20,000, and you got ugh. And then they contact us because they see us in there with the NEC projector at $60, picking up in a fully lit environment, ceiling's picking up, and then we say, "Whoop, I'm sorry, we can't help you." And nothing we can do with that thing at the end of the day. It's really not. Nope. And you're just stuck with it. I don't know what the return policy on that's going to be, but it ain't going to be nice. Oh my goodness. Ooh. So yeah, if they had batch numbers and all that, guess what? That nightmare wouldn't even exist anymore. Wouldn't have it. But those projectors would have to go through a requirement in order to sell those things. So guess what? No pixel shifting. Now if you have pixel shifting, you're going to have to say you have pixel shifting. Which I've seen in the GM Go demonstrations. They never, in the Kickstarter, someone sent me the Kickstarter video, like, "Yo, what do you think about this?" I'm like, that's trash. Number one, the projector's done in this really fully lit environment, and they're pointing it to the ceiling, the wall, and all that. That's all AI. I can tell that from the door. And then on top of that, another problem is it's saying it's 4K, but I can tell that it's definitely pixel shifting. And they never mention pixel shifting throughout the entire Kickstarter. Not one time did they mention it ever. So I pop into their forum site and have a little conversation with them. And the guy finally broke down and told me what it was. It's a 1080p, but he uses a 4K. No, forget 4K. Stop adding that in there. It's a 1080p based projector. That's what it has. That's it. That's the end of it. But that was never mentioned in the Kickstarter. Ever. Yep. That's why everything needs to be batch numbered. Let's see. If you're saying you got ambient rejection technology, then what caliber of ambient rejection technology do you have? If you're saying your screens function outside, then guess where you got to be out, Skippy? You got to be outside with that thing. And you're going to show contrast and white levels and colors and all that. You're going to show all that. Because anyone can say, hey, my screen works outside. Yeah, but what do you mean it works outside? It's not enough to say it works outside. Is it weatherproof? Is this thing going to crack when ice cold weather hits this thing? Is it going to fade when the sun hits it? Is it going to have problems with cracking, deteriorating? What's going to happen to this thing at the end of the day? Like, how do I know it's actually weatherproof? Your screens have to be outside for a year in order to say it's weatherproof. So for some people saying, well, the Quasar has technology that we've been studying for years. So we've had screen paints that actually we can design weatherproof screen paints because we had that experience, because I've had screens outside for years. So that same technology I have there, I can embed that in anything I want. I can make any screen I want weatherproof because I have that capability to do that. That's like if you basically studied, if you know multiplications, you know multiplications. Once you learn it, you know it. You can incorporate it in anything you want because you know multiplications. Same thing if you figure out how to make a screen weatherproof all year round, you have that information in your head. You can integrate that in anything you want. So each one of these screen paints, that we gave them special abilities, we're able to integrate whatever we want to them. But if you've never done a screen outside for a solid year, you can't make that statement because anything can happen to a screen. I learned one thing about having fixed frame screens outside. And one of the things I learned in testing fixed frame screens outside is fixed frame screens, if you have them where they separate in the middle, that's how they break them down, they separate the screen in the middle, makes it easier for shipping. So say you got this screen upside on your deck, and it's not laying against your wall. If the wind strikes this screen and hits it in the middle, your screen will bend outward because it has that little piece in the middle that separates. And that happened to one of my screens because I figured it was tethered down pretty nicely because I had the corners done and I had a little piece of like elbow brackets on each side at the bottom. I think it's pretty good. And the wind struck that screen in the middle and boom, buckled my screen. So that's why I learned how to when you basically hook these things up, you have to make sure they're tethered in the middle too. Another thing I learned, which is extremely valuable, that when you paint a screen and you put it outside, if heat hits the back of your screen, it will cause moisture in between the layer of paint and the actual PVC. This will cause a moisture buildup, and this will cause these bubbles to pop up on your screen. These little bubbles will pop up all over your screen. Now, there's no way to fix this. If you pop one of these, it just leaves a little moon crater right there for you. So you're going to have to basically scrape all this off, which that's not going to happen either because some of it may scrape off and some of it may not. And then you're going to have these little layers that are going to show up on your screen, like the equivalent of when you paint over a surface that had paint on it, and some of the paint peeled off and you can still see the trace of it where it was there. There you go. That's what you're going to have. So you have to have a special coating for this, because if you take any kind of latex paint and you put it up there, you're going to have that effect go off. So you have to develop a special coating for that, and that's what we had to do. But you learn that from trial and error, from testing. So you can't say yourself is weatherproof because you don't know exactly how it's going to react. Different materials react differently to your product when it's outside. You have to know all this stuff. So when you say weatherproof, what do you mean by weatherproof? When I ask those questions, I need more than that in the day. I can freeze the screen into a block of ice, beat it with a hammer, stick it on top of the oven, cook it, drown it in hot water, pull it apart, it won't crack or peel, and watch a movie of why it's soaking wet. Screens that become soaking wet become darker. That's another problem screens to understand. You have dark screens, when they're wet, they become darker. So, can your screen be able to produce, even though the screen is soaking wet, a bright, beautiful image? You're going to have to know this. So that's why when I look at the specification sheet, I'm like, where's the rest of the information? What's your activation time? What time does your screen officially activate outside? Is it 4 o'clock? Is it 5 o'clock? If you're doing it at 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock, you may require a more high-powered projector. You may require a 4,000 to 5,000 lumen to kick. After 7 o'clock, you could probably do 1,000 lumens. Does it run on ultra-short throws? Is it going to pick up on short-throw projectors? You got to have all that information in there. That's what I said. Can't just put down weatherproof. Because if you put down weatherproof, you put down outdoor screen, and the customer takes that screen out at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and your screen doesn't pull, guess who's going to get a complaint? You are. That's why you have to get out there, set up your camera equipment, and you're going to put them hours in. You're going to sit up there and you're going to watch your activation time kick in to see what time that screen is going to activate. I had to do this dozens of times. I had to do this in the cold. I had to do this in the rain. I had to do it in the snow. You have to know all this. We got demonstrations of screens sitting outside in the snow. Demonstrations of screens out in the rain. I've been outside 7 o'clock in the morning. So cold I couldn't even hold my camera with my hands because it was that freezing cold out there. Had to be out there for the demonstrations. Got to put that sacrifice time in. Yep, gotta get it done. Dual projection screen setups. Got to do all this stuff. In a demonstration, we have 2 projectors fired off. One's 720p, one's 1080p. You can't tell one from the other. Man, every time I watch this demonstration, how many times I got bit by mosquitoes when doing this? Got to put that sacrifice in. Got to put good time in.
Visual effects on this screen over here, and on this one we're just showing some demonstrations.
When we did the ad tech outside test on the storefront window, it was a heat wave. I was out there getting cooked doing those demonstrations, but they have to be done. How am I going to go to a customer and sell a product that we don't even know what time of the day it's going to activate? I had to be out there every hour to record. I got an hour from 8 o'clock all the way until 6 on that screen outside.
This one right here is 1080p. That one over there is 720p.
That's rear projection technology. On site. That's one of the things they've requested. So you're going to have to do that. If you don't have no knowledge on doing that, what are you going to do? Not do the contract, not do the business deal. What are you going to do? And that's done on a projector. It costs about under $400. That's a 720p unit. Because they had to spend thousands of dollars with the projector setup. We got them 2 projectors for $400. Got to put the time in. What the guy said on Fight Night? He pulled out the cross. He was like, "Oh, you got to have the faith." It had me crying. I could not stop laughing about that one. On site, gray screen paints don't work for Jack at all. They're not going to adjust that environment. They're not going to darken the hallway for a gray screen paint or white screen. Not going to work. They need something that's going to function in a fully lit environment. That's why I sit there and say, when gray screen paints come at me, y'all stuff don't work. I'm trying to be nice here. Under our, what we have to do it for, now if you can get in an environment where it can be darker, all right, that's going to work for you. But under our rules and how we have to do things, we're in commercial environments. We can't be in dark environments. They're not going to do that. The screen, our technology has to be to function in fully lit environments. Because that's what we advertise our technology to be able to do. Trying to explain, we are not on the same level. We do things a little bit differently. Okay, let me see where we're at now. Let's see. When the demonstration doesn't seem to do a lot on that one. And the pictures you just saw, the demonstration, like I told you, all my pictures, the pictures I have in there, there are demonstrations matching every single one of them. Because when I get done doing a demonstration, I take a bunch of pictures. They're all linked to it. So this is a demonstration where we have over here, we have our two screens side by side. That is 720p. No, that's 720p. That's 1080p. People develop gray screen paints, not to be rude here, but you have a problem firing up one. I can fire multi-screens up in one room. Both of those projectors cost me $270. That's it.
Over here, we have is my LW41, which is my 720.
That's 720p. That's 1080p. Can't tell one from the other.
Now, keep in mind, it's a wonderful application of hard instructions, so it's compatible, and yes, you can take it outside if you want to. 24 ounces of reading screen size of 100 inches to 120 inches. 32 ounces of reading screen size.
Any more video players? We got on here. Still, it's not even enough.
Over here, let's see where we're at. Okay, let's go back to this. There we go. This one should be in the commercial pretty soon.
Oh,
Now, as you can see, we're in a fluid environment. We're going to flag windows. And the light pushing through all the way around. We can operate the technology. Developing the front of the water. No calibration projector.
and I told you when I moved to that apartment, I was going to change anything. No, I ain't darken any windows and put black blinds down and move furniture in front. No, we don't do that ever. Any place I've lived at, I've never changed the environment ever.
Okay, how are we doing out there? First things first. My name's Kenneth Burke.
I can produce the matrix off a ceiling onto a screen.
Random technology, and then over here, it's going over the acoustic. It'll be invisible. With the lights on, no problem whatsoever. Without the screen flashing.
They spend a lot of money for projectors. No. Cheap to do. Technology does all the work. It's supposed to.
Okay, how we doing out there?
Every demonstration I pull up, all options, lights on or off, it's your choice. You're not stuck in a dark environment. And like I said, your only excuse is, oh, it's got to have something special on this camera. I've got recordings of each one of you have made that statement about saying that we're using special equipment. I cannot wait to get you in court so you can explain to a judge how this is done, because you're going to be on a stand, remind you, sworn under oath. And the question that's going to be asked to you is, how is this possible? Because I really like to know how it's possible. explained how we're doing something special with our cameras. And we've had this technology on site for other people to see.
Generate more light
You don't. It's going to cost you a lot of money. Let me tell you something. There's a voter registration machine company that these politicians went out and spread some false rumors about their equipment, their company. I'm going to tell you how bad this is going to get for these people at the end of the day. They went out and started the rumor that their machines were faulty, and that's the reason why the election was lost for a particular individual. I don't like to bring politics in this, but I'm going to tell you an example. Now, this voting machine company took these people to court, and these were lawsuits that were insane. One of them got sued for $150 million because they went out and spread false information about a company and said that their machines were faulty when they weren't. This is defamation lawsuits. So if you can't back this up, this is going to cost you millions of dollars. Now, they know they don't have $150 million. I think one of them was actually worth $50 million. So he has $100 million to pay back to this company with interest now. And he has no way to pay for this, which means he had to file for Chapter 11. And that's not a pretty ordeal to go through, by the way. Bankruptcy is not pretty to go through. It is brutal. So that's how much you can get sued for. Now, if you're talking about defamation to a person, individual, this lawsuit can get you maybe a couple $100,000 here and there. But we're talking about against a company's name. This is completely different now. This is when you get into the millions of dollars. And you did this against my company. So this is going to cost you a lot of money. So you're going to have to prove this theory. Or anybody who's made that statement, you're going to have to prove that theory. And I think we got a few people that are not part of their group, but we know that you have said it. So if you get a letter pop up at your door, like, how the freak did they find out? We know. We've got people at the end of the day that I'm hiring to figure out where you're at, so we can send you a nice little letter out to you to let you know that you're going to have to show up in court and bring any evidence that you have about our company to court, because you're going to have to fight this. It's going to cost you some money. Now, if you're willing to do a written apology on YouTube and apologize to my company for your statements, I'll drop a lawsuit. As for the other ones, no, we're not dropping any lawsuits. Oh, definitely got this up here. Where's that page at? Boom, we're gonna need more video plays. We don't have enough room. Any more video playoffs? I was watching Jaws yesterday. We're gonna need a bigger boat. You knew the shark was that big. Why would you go out there? Did they even know how big this shark was before they went out there on that boat? I don't want out there on a destroyer. I know, it's overkill, but still, it's a big shark. The shark was with Jaws was what, 25 feet long? The shark's not big, 25 feet long. We have these rules in place. Wow. Alright, just about done. Let's see. White doubles on site. Takes a lot of time, a lot of hard work. Every day I went into this place and set up, did my demonstrations. And it was a blessing because, again, you know, when you got people that are spreading false lies about your products, making false statements, and it's nice to be to come on site and be blessed to go into a place and just show off your technology. And they got mad over that because now they can't use that lie anymore. That lie's been canceled out. So let's try to figure a way we can take that away from him. Yeah, and all that's going to be going to court. We have all the transcripts. We actually have the emails, the original emails that were sent to this poor woman about them threatening this woman's life. Yeah, y'all set. Y'all that threatened by our screen paints. Let me see FLE. Where we go to here? Yeah, if you think they're threatened by our other product, they're definitely threatened by the tech. I'm pretty sure their pages are probably filled with our new quasar. Oh, floor projection technology. All these are on site. So if it came up dark in your apartment, Mr. Fernando, guess what? That wouldn't have worked. That'd be virtually impossible. That's rear projection. That would have been virtually impossible for that to happen. No way in the world it'd be possible. Also too would be possible too. That wouldn't have worked either. Chrissy LW400 720p projector. That wouldn't have worked either. Outside, that definitely wouldn't have worked. No way in the world. If that screen paint didn't work inside, there is no way in the world it could ever work outside. Not gonna happen. Well, wow. Yeah, plenty of food, water, got everything. You don't like cats, Sako. You don't like cats. You can't stand cats. You realize that he does not like cats. He'll adapt to a dog, but he'll adapt to a cat. I don't know why, he just don't like them. But he likes to call them over. I don't know if they're arguing or what, I don't know. He doesn't like cats. So go to SBC and give him a small dog. What dog? You can see we specialize in ambient projection technology. That's what we do. If I'm using a screen, I don't want to be in the dark. And this is what the Quasar has. Quasar has the best of our screen paint products to make up the platform of the Quasar. It does all this stuff. That's why we have to make it more screen paint. That's it. Quasar is the last one. We're done. All the other screens, they're all physical. Every single one of them. Apex gamers, they're physical. The screens on the go, they're physical. The glass projection screen, all physical. Legendaries, all physical. Omega technology, all physical. The only screen paint we have. And the gunmetal, which is pretty much going to be removed because we technically don't need it. Honestly, the black technology does all the work. We're going to convert those into information sites. When we get the other site built. The other site right now is going to be on GoDaddy. We're going to be having somebody come in. They're going to design that site. We're going to go under a new company's name. Everything unified to one name only. Have these different names? Too complicated. Bring somebody in to check out our tech line. Well, we have one company over here called Crystal Ridge. And we have another company over here, and we have another. That's crazy. That's not going to work. So these pages are not going anywhere. They're going to be turned into massive information pages to feed all traffic, and they pick up a lot of traffic to the main page. I think I just copied this way, same about 3 times. Now see how it sits right directly in the door? See how the light makes contact with the screen at all times? Always directly in the door. Anytime you do a demonstration and you're showing off an open door, you're supposed to have the screen directly in the line of the door. Lights, screens should never be sitting on floors. Right there, directly in front of the light. People who do these door demonstrations, boy, they hate me at the end of the day. Of course because you don't do your demonstrations right. If I were to show the screen way off over here, and I open up this door, what would the light from here have to do with the light in here? It's not going to make it that far. I don't think people understand the physics of light and how it works. If nothing's illuminating in this environment, if all my lights are off, and say this door is open, all this light pushes in this environment, all this is well lit, then that's light making contact from here to here. But it's not. This environment's dark, even though the door is open. So that means the light from here isn't making it there. That's why you have to have your screens in direct contact with the door. Sorry about that, people. I can't stand when people do door demonstrations and they open up a door and the screen's halfway across the room and they go, look, there's light hitting it. No, I can look up at the ceiling, they'll tell me the whole story. So if your light's traveling, they go right. Then I got this ledge, this piece right here, that's definitely going to block any light from making contact there.
Get YouTube Music Premium.
Not going to happen. Got a fireplace right here. So that's definitely going to block the light right from here. That's not going to make it over here. No way in the world. So that's why I put the screen near the door. You make contact with the screen. I'm pretty sure I copied this already, didn't I? I'm going to make sure I put that on my site. Let's see. So yeah. Customers, you see an open door, make sure the screen is in direct contact with the door. And for people that make these demonstrations where you have the door open up, make sure your screen's in the door. That's all. Simple. When I see people doing demonstrations, the screen's halfway on the other side. There's nothing to do with that. Let me see. We're at 10:47. One more to go. But before you ask for anything, customers, at the end of the day, before you ask for anything, don't care about the screen size, don't care about what projector, don't care about any of that. Batch number. Make sure they have a guarantee that you can back that product up. But you don't want to find out later on that you just purchased something that you can't take back, you can't exchange, due to the fact that you just paid $90 for a product or $60 for a product that you could literally get at Home Depot yourself for far less and got a gallon from it. You don't want to go down that road. As a test on a 1,000 lumen projector. See how the screen is pushed all the way up high so it makes contact with the light. That's why we push them all the way up that high so it makes more contact. Not all the way down here somewhere, like what the heck are you doing down there? What are you doing down there? See what I mean? Should be to pick up off the floor, star field easily. Should be to pick up contrast from a window. So for customers, when you're watching demonstrations and they're showing up a contrast level, if they're doing this in a dark environment, this is an automatic fail. Because in a dark environment, the screen's going to have a better chance of picking up a contrast level. It needs to be done in a fully lit environment when they're doing this demonstration. So you should be able to see that screen operate in a fully lit environment next to windows, next to a fully lit environment. If you're not seeing that and it's in the dark, don't go, move on, just move on. See that right there, firing up? That's how you should be able to see. This is what you should be seeing in demonstrations. See my projector? 18 feet from the screen. No ultra short throws kissing the screen. That woman with the black makeup on and the ultra short throw, that is the saddest demonstration I've ever seen in my entire life. You have a nerve? I had one person on this. I had to put him on blast for a minute. I got to put him on blast. Jamie, seriously, really? You got a demonstration on a 2,000,000 to 1 contrast projector, dark environment, Christmas tree lights behind the back of it, and you got a nerve to talk about contrast levels? You don't know the beginning of contrast levels. That projector does not produce a contrast level in any way whatsoever. What are you doing in a dark environment to begin with? You're not supposed to be in a dark environment. And if you're going to show off contrast levels to your customer, you need to be in a fully lit environment displaying these contrast levels. And you know why he's in the dark, people? Because his screen doesn't work. Does the P2 work? It works perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's on a crappy screen. Because to show that woman with that black makeup on and to be in that dark environment, are you kidding me? Oh, just had to put it on blast real quick. Because it don't make no sense. And look at the contrast levels. Stop it. Just stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Fully lit environment. This is the way it's supposed to be. So what happens if the customer takes that demonstration that you had and they turn on all their lights? Are they going to get that same image that it looked like in the dark? No, it's not. Screen's going to wash out completely. Because if that was the case, the customer will pull back those curtains. His screen would have never looked like that. That's why you do them in a fully lit environment so the customer knows what they are buying. This is why I don't like it when people do fake demonstrations. See what happens? That's your gray screen paint. If I had painted this floor gray, this is exactly what I would have picked up. Contrast with the red. If I stuck it against my screen in here, it wouldn't have picked up. That's why we don't use gray paints. They don't pick up. Not in those environments. Now, like I said, if you're selling it as it has to be in a dark environment, then that's how you sell it. But you don't sell it to be something that it's not. You rip off your customers this way. You're going to have to back this thing up sooner or later. It should be to operate in fully lit environments. This is a max out zone. The meters don't read in this place. You can pick up with no problem. And I love when they sit there and say, but you use 5,000. You don't even pick up on 5,000. We did it already. Think I wouldn't own all these machines behind me and I didn't test your stuff on a 5,000 lumen projector? You don't read on 5,000. You don't read on 4,000. You don't read on 1,000 lumens at all, period. Heck, you don't even pick up on 50s. Because you don't pick up contrast. Just because you buy a higher lumen count doesn't mean you're going to pick up a contrast level. I already had that conversation. He doesn't understand. Like, no. Stop it. This make-believe world you live in. High contrast, fully lit environment. Our gray springs and white springs can't play here. Y'all can't play in this environment. And every video I'm pulling up, everything's in well-lit environments. You should be to operate. Customers can operate in fully lit environments with our stuff. We can paint entire walls with it. They should be to do the same thing we do. And they do. That light in that window, watch your customer's screen. It was gone. It wasn't even there. That's why I felt sorry for him. Then I said, wow. That's a shame. He had 2 windows open. Took his screen clean out. Look at that. Look at my customer's screen. Fully lit environment. Windows open. No problem. Screen looks perfect. No discoloration, no tarnish to the screen, nothing. Everything. That's what he should have had. Especially on the machine he was running at the end of the day. It was a very powerful projector he had. Sad, you know, untested products don't work. Now, if he had told him the truth and say, hey, look, all right, the screen paint doesn't work with the lights on, you have to have it in a dark environment, paint would have did well in a dark environment. But he opened up those curtains for some reason. Maybe he thought he was going to be to enjoy his patio and have the lights on, you know, at the same time and watch his screen because, again, nobody wants to be in the dark all day long, you know? Multi-setup in one room. Turn the lights on. Screen doesn't change. Doesn't watch out. Go back into the next room. Multi-setup in that room. You can't get 100 inch screen to fire up in an environment on an ultra short throw projector? Really? You know how bad that is? I'm talking about one individual with an ultra short throw constantly in the dark. You can't get one ultra short throw projector to read in a fully lit environment, and I'm sitting there with 3 screens running. Oh my goodness. It just baffles me. It does. It baffles me. You can run 3 projectors at the same time. And people call their products supposed to be good. Are they making good products? I don't know. I don't know. Well, all I know is these demonstrations we done, I'm going to be on site doing these demonstrations. It's a heck of a lot of work, ain't it? Yes, it is. It's a lot of work. And I got to back all this stuff up. Everything I do, I got to back it up. Ceiling projection technology. Yeah, the lights on too. Demonstration, 250 inch screen. I even displayed a snow level in the middle of the snow. White level's at 250 inches. I'm gonna expand the players. I gotta leave in a few minutes. Got some business gotta take care of today. That's important. This is for a projector app and application, which technology can do. Alright. I'm gonna save that for right now. Everything's been updated, all the information. Let's see, what do we have here? It's the page itself. It's the front page. There's our batch number test guarantee. Publish it again and we're done. Yeah. Okay. But, no. That's just bad altogether. I couldn't imagine doing that. I just could not imagine just using the same projector over and over again, and just being in dark environments. The contrast levels have to be done in fully lit environments. They have to be. They have to. Because again, you got to understand, the customer, unless you tell them they're going to be in the dark all day long, then they're not going to want they're not going to want it. Most majority of customers I talk to, well, actually all of them, they want ambient light rejection technology. They don't want to be in the dark. They want the option that they can turn the lights out or turn them on. They want that option. They don't want to be in the dark. There's our batch number guarantees right there. But they don't want to be in the dark. I can understand that. Bow. And your angriness. The angriness. It's all about the angriness. Alright people, I gotta go. I got orders I gotta take care of. And I have to call up on another place. I need a piece of machinery. Actually I did, Pity Bows. Oh, Pity Bows. I need one of their weighing stuff because this is to make it easier on the screen we want to make. We got the whatchamacallit, the Theater on the Go screens coming up pretty soon. And those screens take a special kind of packaging. They do. You can't put that in a flat rate box. So we need to know exactly how much they weigh. They got to go in special boxes. Now I can print up my costs for the Pity Bows system. Alright, so with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. I gotta go. Thank you for your time. God bless. If you're interested in getting better technology, you can check out the new Quasar. Available on our website with free worldwide shipping. Gotta go and God bless.